All right, hey everyone. Good morning. Good morning. It's Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm Ethan Van Sciver, 26-year veteran of this wacky wackadoo comic book industry that is in decline. World's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media. Thank you very much for sending me this shirt. I absolutely love it. It's awesome. I appreciate it. I'm laughing because somebody goes, "You call this the morning show? It's 2:30 in the afternoon, Ethan." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's what happens. That is what happens when you stay up all night long." This is morning to me, everyone. It is morning to me. Welcome, everyone. Johnny in Cleveland says today's a great day to be Comicsgate. Every day is a great day to be Comicsgate. Zoom 1975 is here. Grayness forever, says Death Knight 123. Chronic says, has Ethan calmed down now after last night? That was a rough night. How am I supposed to be calm now? That was absolutely terrible. Monkey D Cam says it feels like morning. John Arnott says 7:30 p.m. here. Yeah, sorry guys. Well, I mean, I rolled out of bed. I did a little bit of twittering. I talked to Andrea. I mean, Andrea watched the whole show last night and she had her opinions. You know, it's funny. It's like I hear from everybody. Everybody wants to tell me stuff. Everybody wants to get me to weigh in on things and how, what is Ethan doing? How does Ethan feel about this? This is Ethan's problem. This is something that Ethan needs to fix. And it can be very, very confusing. And ultimately, I, think about it and I rely on my own intuition about things. And where that fails, which it often does, I will go to my wife. And my wife knows everything. My wife understands. And my wife has a good, loving heart. Therefore, what she says pretty much goes. And she kind of, look, I can second guess myself. I say, look, here's what I think is going on. Here's my suspicion about how I feel, how people make me feel about things. And you can kind of catch vibes off of people. You can kind of just say, well, these people, everyone kind of has their own sort of agenda. And everyone should have their own agenda. I mean, everybody's agenda should be aimed at their own personal success, their own personal elevation over someone else. And everyone has anger, everyone has ideas and everyone has grudges. And therefore, it's important to kind of weed things out. If you find yourself in a position where people are asking you what your opinion is and maybe you can make some changes, it really helps to kind of just have somebody else's ear to go to and say, hey, what do you think of this? What was your opinion of? What was your opinion of what happened last night? Now, the fans definitely help. I always have to listen to the fans. And believe me, I've heard fans. I mean, you guys on Twitter have been coming at me, other places, and I appreciate you guys. Ultimately, what I came down on is this. First of all, I am just Ethan Van Sciver. I believe in a movement called Comicsgate. Comicsgate is not a group of people. Comicsgate is not the Beatles. Comicsgate cannot break up. What can happen to Comicsgate is that people stop believing in it. What can happen to Comicsgate is that people get so wound up in their own ideas, their own agendas. People get hurt, and that's a thing. People decide they no longer want to support the movement, and they just lose interest in the whole thing altogether. And that's a genuine threat. I mean, that's a real thing that we need to worry about, because what Comicsgate is for is to bring people back into a hobby and an industry that they stopped loving for various reasons, that I stopped loving at one point. And Comicsgate has actually restored my love for the industry. And along the way, I've met a lot of people who are also a part of Comicsgate. And I have to remind myself over and over again, because sometimes I do get angry with people. Sometimes I expect more from people than I really should, considering where I find myself. I find myself surrounded by and talking on behalf of often, and trying to support and build a movement that's made up of people who have broken hearts. Can never underestimate that, the importance of that. The very foundation of Comicsgate is that people loved something and it was taken away from them. This is also was it better on or off? This is also what Star Wars Gate, what Gamergate, all of these things, all of these movements where people have stood up against SJWs. The foundation of what this is all built on is the fact that people have broken hearts, and they're fragile. People who are professionals who are no longer getting work. We got two factions of people. We've got fans and we've got professionals. I speak on behalf of myself, and I'm a professional. I know how I feel about things. I have to listen to the customers. I have to listen to consumers and hear how they feel about things. But from a professional perspective, we are all made up of people who have been isolated and thrown out of, or find ourselves, kind of being shrunk out of work within the mainstream of comics because of the things that we believe in. And it doesn't matter what it is that you believe in. You have found yourself a victim of blacklisting in comics, something that I didn't even believe was real. Something I didn't even believe was real 2 years ago. And now I know it's real. I know it's a thing, and it's awful. So I've devoted myself to fighting it, and I've tried to acquire allies, but more than allies, because I'm fortunate and I have this enormous platform, which I really appreciate. I try to bring people along with me. And that has resulted in all kinds of stuff that I think that you can expect from people who are broken, scared. Okay? So ultimately, I always have to take a breath, even when I'm angry. I do this. I do. Remember, guys? In with anger, out with love. And then just remember exactly who it is I'm dealing with. And as I do this, I'm incapable of taking a number of shots right to the face, and it's okay. It's all right. I understand. I see people who are very emotional. I see people who feel slighted. I also see people displaying some more unpleasant sort of attitudes that I don't appreciate. I see people who I see envy, and I see jealousy, and I see people who are rooting for others' failures. Especially mine, people who are rooting for my failure, people who are trying to promote ideas that, I should fail, I should fall down, Caesar should fall from his throne, or whatever this nonsense is. I hope I don't fall from this is my throne right here, my chair. By the way, I bought this chair on Amazon, and I bought it because it said it could support 400 pounds of weight. And I told you guys this when I bought it. This chair will support it's for fat people. This chair that I'm sitting on is for fat people. And I bought it because I figured, look, if it could support 400 pounds of weight, I'm going to be able to do whatever I want on it. I can jump on it. And don't say I'm not even close to 400 pounds. Not even close. So in any case, this is my throne. This is where I tell you what my agenda is. This is where I establish what I hope for in comics. This is where I criticize social justice warriors. This is where my voice is heard. And the more people who hear me, I think the more people are going to either support me or form their own opinions, maybe want to argue with me. And that is certainly part of this whole thing. That's part of Comicsgate as well. But I'm not going to change. My stated mission has always been Comicsgate for the consumer, first and foremost, creating good stuff for customers, treating them with respect, no politics, no divisive partisan agenda, no politics, no religion in my comics. Because why? Because we want the largest possible audience, the largest possible readership. For me, it is entirely business. This is a business opera, it's a business strategy. I also think that it is ethical, and I think it's a moral strategy. But those things all go together to mean good business. So that's what we're doing. Now, look, here's what I did today for fun, and I've shown this a couple of times, but I'm going to keep showing it because more people come on this channel, and they haven't. Maybe they didn't watch the video from yesterday or the day before, but this is the thing. Here it is, everyone. This is a mock-up Cyberfrog Blood Honey. This is the first campaign that we did. This is the campaign that raised $538,000. This is going to be a massively printed book. This is going to be the most common, fortunately, the most common version of Cyberfrog Blood Honey that is going to be available. And these books are going to be shipped out to you soon. It took a long time to do this. I finished drawing this book 2 months ago, I think. It took a while for everything to completely come together, finding and ordering, getting, I don't even know where this cover is being printed at. I think in China, but finding the proper chromium. A lot of people didn't know what chromium was. Your boy Zach said to me, he said, I thought like chromium was just going to be silver. I didn't know you were going to be able to put color on it. Oh, yes. I'm glad to inform you. This is what chromium is. If you look, you can see yourself. It's a mirror. The colors here, but not only that, what's wonderful about it, I'm going to take the cover off here, is that it's actually emblazoned. You can see Cyberfrog on the other side. Isn't that great? And then there's the All Caps Comics logo on the other side as well. This is magnificent. This is all I wanted. This is what I wanted to do. This was my first effort of Comicsgate. Now, inside this book, of course, is the Cyberfrog proof copy. When you get your book, it's going to be don't worry. First of all, this is going to be trimmed off, this edge. Okay. This is just the untrimmed version. And of course, it's going to be double stapled, I believe double, perhaps triple stapled, and also glue. So we're going to double reinforce it with glue. All right. And it has to be a thing of permanence. But again, what did I set out to do? Let me just refresh, because other people have come along and they've done great products. I mean, Bigfoot Bill looked terrific. It was a hardcover book. And when I saw it, I thought, maybe Cyberfrog should be hardcover. And then I went, no. Stay with your goals. Your goals are to bring back the 90s. We are resurrecting the best part of the 90s, back when comic books were like Lamborghinis. Back when, these books, the better they looked, who wouldn't buy this if you saw this? If comic books still look like this in stores, Casey says no duct tape. No. Can you imagine? I just duct tape it together inside. If comic books still look like this in comic shops would be opening again. Comic shops would be opening instead of closing. This is what it is all about: creating a great product that people have to buy. They just have to buy this. So I reaffirm. I reaffirm my decision to make comic books, not graphic novel, hardcover things, comic books. This is what I want to make. And the people who told me that this was the thing to do, I love this so much. Look at that mirror. You can see yourself in that, obviously. I mean, this looks like something out of Terminator 2. the people who told me that I should be making a comic book and not a graphic novel like hardcover said so because they want to be able to actually take this and CGC it. They want to get their copy, CGC it, and protect it and all that stuff. That's something that you can only do with a comic book. You cannot do that with a graphic novel. You can't do that with a hardcover. God darn it, I love comic books. I love comic books. I haven't done a comic book in like a year and a few months. This is the first real comic book that I've done, and in that time, and it is it is my greatest work. It is my best work. Every single page of this, every single page of this, every panel of this is my very, very, look at Cyberfrog. Look at him like sinking into the water there. Super, super detailed. Some of these panels took a day. Some of these panels, just the panel, just this panel here took a day and a half. You know, I mean, these panels take a long time to draw. And look, I'm not here to just pump the comic book shelves or pump you full of work that doesn't mean anything to me. Congratulations. You got 1,500 pages of comic books out there in the last 1 year. Nobody wants them. This is why the comic book industry is dying. You have to get out there and you have to produce stuff that people want to buy. I think people wanted to buy this. So I am 100% thrilled with this. I cannot wait till the staple. It's still going to be a while, guys. Okay, people are like, does that mean it's shipping out now? No, it isn't. Although people are already receiving. Wanted to look at this grasshopper story. In grasshoppers are invading Las Vegas, and I thought that was a big deal. But no, already fulfillment has started on All Caps Comics. I just got my first message that somebody did receive their package. Here it is. Vampirella, the Cyberfrog Vampirella crossover variant is already coming. If you ordered it, you're going to have it. Unfortunately, this campaign is over. I mean, when I do these Vampirella Cyberfrog things, they're limited. And they will be open for a little while. Ryan Magus, it looks like, just got his copy. Oh, hell yeah. And I, of course, retweeted it. Fulfilled. Our first campaign, well, not our first campaign, our fourth campaign is getting fulfilled. If you ordered anything, if you ordered a Vampirella Cyberfrog book, you should have it in your mail any second now. And thank you so much for your support. People, of course, let me go back to where I was. Okay. People are... Stop screen sharing. Wait, and then show me. There we go. People are already excited about this other thing, by the way. And I, at first I felt bad about this, but now I'm glad that I did it. Let me just change out this. I like to just put the proof copy in the covers now, just so, I can feel the weight of a comic book. Okay, yeah. All right, so this is it. This is the book that everybody, if you ordered one of these, congratulations. I'm printing about 20,000 copies, maybe even more, maybe a few more, 20,000 copies total of Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Only 2,000 of them are this. And by the way, I think only 1,800 of them are going out to customers. So this is the rarest cover. I believe this is the rarest Cyberfrog Blood Honey cover. Look at his eye. Look at his eye. It looks so cool. This is the rarest of Cyberfrog covers. If you ordered one of these, and by the way, somebody got mad at me and refunded 2 of them. And I was just like, are you sure? Are you sure? You want to refund your Salamandroid? Yes, I'm sure. I'm very upset with you. Okay, all right. Okay, refunded. That's 2 extra copies of Salamandroid, the Salamandroid variant that I guess I'm going to sell after everything fulfills. But this is the Salamandroid variant. As you can see, Ethan Van Sciver, Kyle Ritter, and Somni is the letterer. This, of course, is the trim. This is going to come off. But we actually had, I chose this one. I said, this is the version that I want, because if you look really close, you see the background. Let me see if I can get this to look. It looks like crumpled tinfoil, this effect that they put in the background. I don't know. It looks like super crumpled aluminum foil to me. It's a really nice texture. The other choice was just a very smooth version. And that was okay, but I'm a detail-oriented guy, so the detail of all of this, shiny, broken up imagery in the back, I think appealed to me more. I think it was a prettier design. Of course, all caps comics on the back, and my camera's not good, is it? Oh no, 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 no. Poo camera, potato camera. Oh, I hope we can get this fixed. It looks good to me, but I don't know. Let's see. Looks like pixels. Camera not doing it justice like yesterday. Has the camera been like this the whole time? Or no? Are we in 1995? Ah, am I smooth? Are we back? I don't know. Let's give it a minute here. I can't wait. By the way, Andrea came downstairs and she said, really bad news. I don't know. I don't know how much longer it's going to take to get the internet back up. She's like, all of these guys came and they put flags down on the ground to indicate where the gas line is, the water, and those flags were all over our yard. Well, we have, we have people who come in and maintain our yard, obviously, and they came in early this morning and mowed and pulled all the flags out. They pulled all the flags out. So now I'm like, Andrew's like, what are we going to do? I'm like, I guess we got to call them and tell them to come back and put the flags in. I don't even know who to call, but we got to call Comcast Cable, I guess. Pisses me off, dude. Absolutely crazy. All of these guys came. Is it a conspiracy? Do you guys sense conspiracy in this? Yeah. So that's the way it is. We're having some problems here and there. There are some problems, but ultimately, what can we do? We have to. You cannot defeat my good mood because of this, no matter what. This is a year's worth of work to me. And I mean, look, you're going to read it, and I hope when you read it, you like it. People are like, well, we'll see how your writing is, Ethan. Why does everybody mean to me? Why is everybody mean to me? We'll see how your writing is. Well, I'll do the best I can. I haven't written a comic book in 20 years, but I think it's good. I think it's I read it and I liked it. I just thought it was too short. My opinion about it was it ended too quickly. I really wanted to do more of it. I wanted to keep going. And I mean, that's just the thing. That's the incentive to just keep moving. The incentive is to, just keep doing it. Do the second issue, and maybe do them quicker. I mean, when we do the Wreck Planet campaign, I'm going to launch it exactly the same way that I launched Blood Honey. I'm going to say it's 48 pages, this and that, and then we'll see how it grows. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Matt Becker says, "How bad could it be?" I don't trust anyone anymore. I don't trust people to give me their honest opinion. I think there are going to be so many people that are going to say it's garbage. The art is garbage. The writing is garbage. I don't, there's so many people with agendas, and those agendas are negative. And again, not to sound like a victim. I'm not a victim, but there are a lot of people out there who are intentionally devoted to trying to tear me down and to make this smile into a frown, and they can't do it. They can't do it. I'm far too blessed. Cyberfrog, the trading cards. This was a big deal, and I want to thank Doug Tenaple for this idea. I was just going to give you guys two trading cards, in the pack, because that's what I thought everybody did. And Doug came busting out with his Bigfoot Bill with his two trading cards in a pack, And I went, I want to do that. And so I said, how much does that cost? And it was $8,000 more. So it was $8,000 more to actually wrap these things up in a pack. And, Andrea had to write the check for this. It was the total just for making these trading cards. This bonus, by the way, I got to be more careful about this. I mean, it was like, if we raise another $10,000, I'm going to throw in trading cards. Turns out the bill for the trading cards, $16,000. think I screwed myself over. My goodness, but who cares? Because we got these trading cards, and here it is. Like on the back here, it has an ad. Well, it tells you what you get. Okay, it tells you what you get. You get these two like cards that you can only get if you back the Indiegogo campaign. These are not going to be available in the trading card set that's coming up. And it also is an ad for the. You can't even see it. It doesn't matter. I'm sure it is unpixelated. Okay. I'm sure that. It says full set includes 18 color base cards, 6 black. Can you see the way I'm reading this? I'm like an old man. I just put on my reading glasses. Why am I so old? Why is my eyesight going? I'm gonna get LASIK surgery or install robot eyes in my head. Okay, 6 black and white line art cards, 9 card art, a 9 card art puzzle. Okay, this is gonna be a puzzle. 6 signed art cards. That's me, and I want to get. Like, I got to get 6 people to sign Cyberfrog cards. There are like 3 people who worked on the book. I don't know how I'm not. 6 throwback cards and hundreds of unique signed hand-drawn sketch cards. And we've already got those underway. Comic Skaters have produced, so far we've got Jake Rear, we've got the Mike and Matt Cousin did a bunch, dude. They did like 139 of them. And we've got, let me see, who else? Kyung Lee turned in his cards. They're gorgeous. Mike S. Miller did a bunch of cards. I hope to see those soon. Kanan White is doing them. So basically, you're going to get a lot of hand-drawn for everyone, not in here. I'm saying for the future card set that we're going to do, that this is kind of a piece of, you're going to get 2 hand-drawn trading cards. 2 hand-drawn trading cards for every pack of cards that you buy. 2 pieces of original art in a pack of cards. And, of course, the incredible Cyberfrog coin. There's 6 coins. Okay, here's one of them. As you can see, it's a gold 50-cent piece, and it has been emblazoned with Salamandroid and Cyberfrog here. Here's another one. Boom, boom, another one like this. For every pack of cards that you get, you are going to receive a coin. It's better than a stick of gum, in my opinion. I mean, most of the time it's better than a stick of gum. These are definitely better than a stick of gum. So we have 6 coins. I've got the samples, the prototypes here. They're going to come with your pack of cards. What can I tell you? We're doing it, guys. We are doing it. It's happening. We're already getting ready for Rainbow Brute. We talked a little bit about what Rainbow Brute is going to be. Oh, and how we're going to launch it. I'll tell you guys again. How many people are watching right now? It's a morning show. We got 15 people in here. 1,100 people are in here in the morning. Well, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Here's what Rainbow Brute is. My 1,100 subscribers that are watching right now. Rainbow Brute is going to launch with an early bird special. I need you guys to put away some money if you want to be a part of this, because it's going to be kind of expensive if you want one of these. It's going to be like, I shouldn't even say anything, but it's going to be some, I don't know. I'm not going to guess yet, but it's not going to be $1. It's not going to be $1,000. It's going to be somewhere in the middle. But it's going to be the Rainbow Brute early bird special. It's going to come in a unique minted Rainbow the Brute tin with Rainbow Brute art emblazoned all over it, raised up off of the tin. Inside that tin is going to be one of everything. You're going to get one of every Rainbow Brute variant cover. They're going to be signed. You're going to get a pack of cards. You're going to get the Rainbow Brute cards. You're going to get pinup. You're going to get stickers, scratch and sniff stickers. We're going to try to make an eraser, but if we don't make an eraser, we're going to make a small Rainbow Brute plushie that is only going to be available in these initial Rainbow Brute early bird specials. I personally cannot wait. It's going to be totally awesome. We're going to make 2,500 of them, and that's it. The first 2,500, they get them, and then we're out of them. We're going to make 2,500 plushies. Boom, that's it. 2,500 tins. boom, that's it. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone. After that, they're going to be big. They're going to look like lunch boxes. Just picture like a big Rainbow Brute lunch box, and it's going to be gigantic. Now, Rainbow Brute is a comic. I'm going to keep it short. It's going to be 48 pages. It's easier to draw than Cyber Frog. I'm working with Cecil on it, and Kyle Ritter is still going to be coloring it. If you cannot afford the early bird special, obviously every other kind of tier is going to be available. You just want the book, you just want the Bro White special, you just want this and that, you'll be able to get that as well without having to lay out for the early bird special. But warning, if the early bird special is something that you're going to want, we are going to launch this next month. It is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. All right, let me read some super chats, and I'm going to talk to you guys. We'll do a Q&A, and let's get to know one another in the chat. A lot of people they think these live streams are you turn on the camera and just have a conversation with people. I guess it's not really what I think these things are meant to be, but I will do that now and then. I think some people like Q&As, so you can ask me questions. All right, Mr. X Alliance says, I can't wait to read Cyberfrog. I can't wait for you to read it either. I cannot wait for you to read it. I've already read it. I think it's pretty good. But I mean, it's me. I think I could be like a kid who just brings home his project and thinks it's great. I don't know. Mark C says, no more LARPing, just good comics. That's a great idea. No more LARPing. Rex Hunter 2030 is a new member. Thank you for joining the channel. Thunderbird, que sera, sera, CG will continue. That is absolutely correct. It will. I'm here. Comics du Nord says, support Guardians of Erloth on Indiegogo. Yeah, let me know about that. Let me scratch my nose. Let me know about Guardians of Erloth. I haven't really looked at it yet. I have a group of people a group of creators who were in my secondary Comicsgate, live stream room. Maybe I'll put you in there too. Knuckle Supper Studio says, back Tales from Nerosville on Indiegogo. 3 issues for $6. All right. People Circus says, hail the thick throne. Lars, it's so nice, dude. I don't know why more people don't do this. Why would you buy a seat that doesn't support 400 pounds? If you had a seat, you have a chair and it says, this chair will support 400 pounds. Why wouldn't you buy it? What if I want to lift weights in my chair? What if I want to bench press 150 pounds? Oh, I just told you how much I weigh in my chair. What if I wanted to do that? I should be able to. Lawrence Miller says, where attention goes, energy follows. Yeah. And also, I mean, that's the thing. I think people, isn't that something else? People just want attention. And I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's be kind to people. And remember what I said early on. Comicsgate is made up of people who have broken hearts, who are sad, who feel isolated. People who just want a little bit of attention. They want their project to get a little attention. We can do that. I mean, that's not difficult. People who don't get to go to see Lionel Richie and get his guitar pick that says Lionel Richie on it. These are people that we sympathize with. Rowdy Ruffian, thank you for becoming a new member. SUR says INR, Indian rupees, and he gives me 900 Indian rupees. So he says 900 Indian rupees is $13.07 for your information. Is there a roadmap for Comicsgate? First of all, thank you for your super chat. A roadmap for Comicsgate? No, there isn't. Because we're all divergent. I mean, at this point, it's becoming more and more clear that Comicsgaters are individually, Comicsgate professionals, are all alphas that want to go their own way. There are a few who aren't. There are a few who kind of want to join and become part of a club and then, maybe get some help. But for the most part, some of the bigger names just go, no, this is what I want to do. I want to do this and that. And once you're strong enough to be able to do that, you should be able to do that. We talk about Mike Miller. I mean, Mike Miller is somebody who was having serious problems last year, financial problems. And at that point this is the sad thing. When you have serious financial problems, you don't have any freedom. And when you have money, you have freedom. But when you have serious financial problems, you have no freedom, and you have to kind of do whatever you need to do in order to get yourself taken care of again, to get yourself stable. Once you have that problem solved, you get to be who you want to be. And I think Mike Miller is, his religion is so important to him. He's actually said to me, he said, Jesus comes before Comicsgate. And I was like, I didn't know it was a choice. I didn't know, I was saying, put Comicsgate before Jesus. I would never say that. That's a ridiculous thing. I mean, for me, pie comes before Comicsgate. It does, but that's not the choice. I don't have to choose between a nice chilled lemon meringue pie and Comicsgate. I can have both. They work. In fact, they work hand in hand. Let's be honest. People need to be able to be themselves. People need to be able to make their own choices. I think Comicsgate early on rescued quite a few people who then have gone on to sort of show who they really are and be who they really wanted to be all along. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it's like disappointing. But that is none of my business. That has really not a lot to do with anything that I'm concerned with. Mark English, thanks for 99 cents. Peter Ford says for $5, he says, 90s. I bought comics like Entertainer Snorted Coke. You had to. Look, these comic books looked so good in the 1990s, they just sold themselves. And the comic book industry, as the cover price rises and as the quality declines, is going to find itself in a downward spiral. Again, people are like, you charge $20 for your comic? Your comic was $25 or something like that. Yeah, it's a big comic. It's thick. It's a thick comic. And it looks like this. And it looks like this. And it's going to be autographed. You can sell this for $25, comic book industry. If that's the issue, if the question is, can we sell something really pretty for $25? The answer is yes. Can you sell garbage for $5? No. Can you sell garbage for 50 cents? No, you can't. But you can make something really good and you can charge whatever you want for it. And I think that's one of the things that Comicsgate is proving. These are not normal comic books. These are special comic books, but they're also beautiful objects that people want to own. People see this and go, I want that. That kind of thing where people go, I want that. That's the kind of thing that you're supposed to be instilling in customers. That's important. I said early on, I said, I want to make the Lamborghini of comics. That's what I want to do. I want it to be shiny. I want it to be pretty. I want it to be fun. And I want everybody to want it. And I'm happy to say I think I did it with you guys' help. Thank you so much. Blackout says, finally got around to backing Cyberfrog and Brand. Cheers. Oh, thank you. By the way, Cyberfrog's doing great. We just, every time I look, there's another. It's because I'm showing off the cover. That's what it is. Because I'm showing people the what the book looks like and that it's almost done. It's doing really well. Last I looked, we were at 235,000 for the team up variant cover, which is a lot. I mean, we've sold, right now, Cyberfrog Blood Honey, we're at over $860,000. And I didn't just run it as a single campaign. I broke it up into 3 different campaigns, but it's 3 different campaigns for the same comic. It's more than $860,000. It's astonishing. It really is. All right. Skeletal Basement says, mad jealous I didn't get the Salamandroid cover. Yeah. Whoever did get a Salamandroid cover, congratulations. You're going to be able to sell those on eBay for quite a bit. I really, the good news is somebody actually bought like 100 pack of them. I think there was, I offered like a 100 pack, a retailer thing, I believe. And somebody bought one. So somebody's got 100 Salamandroid covers coming. And they're gonna be happy with their investment. Queen Bee said, "Oh, hey, Queen Bee says, new to comics, and you've inspired me and given me hope. Because of you, I backed Cyberfrog, Bigfoot Bill, Sovereign, Black Forest, Littlest Umbrella, Sovereign, Trixie Kane, and Good Night. Thank you, EVS. Thank you, Queen Bee. Boom. That's to you. That's to customers like you. Your support of all of those comics gives us hope. Gives the entire comic book industry hope. Our version of the comic book industry." That is a big deal. Darth Bobcat says, we'll see how you write. I'm optimistic. Well, here's the thing. First of all, I really enjoyed writing it. And second of all, the next one will be even better. I mean, I need practice. I'm going to need practice writing. but I will get it because I want to be independent. I don't want to work. I don't want to collaborate very often. Not at all. I'd rather do everything myself. Thomas Jefferson Starship Trooper says, when I get mine, I'm doing a fair and thorough review. I can finally justify college. Thank you, Thomas Jefferson Starship Troopers. I'll be looking for that review. And, kick its ass. Random McRanderson says, I'm pretty sure your internet is being sent via smoke signals to some sort of manual switching station before being routed to a defunct satellite. Well, thank you for staying anyway. Let me see. Are people leaving now because the internet's bad? No, we got 1,200 people watching now. Yeah, I don't know what to do about it. I'm running it right now through this little Verizon hotspot that I bought. I'm trying to use that to do this, and it's working kind of. It hasn't kicked me off yet, but I guess the image looks like garbage. Let's see. Monkey D Camp says, morning, Uncle E. Was wondering if you had a Streamlab I could donate to instead of Super Chat donos. YouTube doesn't deserve my money. You do. Oh, that's kind of you. I don't have a Streamlabs account. I really don't. I see other people doing that. The one thing that I've done is I've started the join the channel thing. There's a membership now that you can join, and I appreciate that. But of course, YouTube is going to take a piece of that as well. But no, thank you. Just understand one thing about YouTube. I'm not like these other guys who says, YouTube or I'm grateful for the platform. I'm not paying for this platform. I don't deserve this platform. YouTube is providing me with this platform. And so far, aside from a little bit of monkey business, they're allowing me to speak my mind and reach you guys and market to you guys using YouTube. I'm grateful for them. I disagree with you. I think YouTube does deserve your money for that. And YouTube should know that. It's like there are people who are donating, watching ads. When you watch my ads, I get paid, and donating super chat money to them because they want to hear my voice. They want to hear voices that that they enjoy. So I think more positive encouragement for YouTube. Maybe that's naive. I'm very naive. Mark C says you ought to send a copy to Jeff Johns and Mike Barron. I'm sure they would let you know how your writing is. I'll send one to Mike Barron. I don't think I'm going to send Cyberfrog to any mainstream comic book personality. I just can't see me doing that. Matt Becker says, isn't it about time for Cecil to be backstabbing you? Oh, any second. I'm ready for it. Here's my back. Just stick a knife right in between the ribs. It's okay. It's fine. I want people to do well. I don't bear anybody any grudges. I expect it. I expect people to use my platform, for me to work really hard to promote them, and I expect them to resent it. And it's human nature. I don't understand it. If you are not the person who is in need of that kind of promotion, it's not going to make any sense to you either. But people do not like, especially men. Men do not like to depend on other men. Men do not like to ask favors of other men. Men resent you for it. They hold their hand out and say, can you help me? And you say, yes. And then they go, once they get the help, they go, F you. Chucky Wookie says, hail EVS. Now you have a plan for Indiegogo launches with Cyberfrog. Are there any other media avenues being discussed? Animation, film? Yeah, what we're going to do is we are going to, I'll tell you this. There's no details beyond this. Okay. There is going to be an animated Cyberfrog Blood Honey direct to Blu-ray movie. And then we're going to try to get it to Netflix. So that's the plan right now. The plan is I want to see the movie animated as a anime, and then it'll be direct. Hopefully you'll be able to buy it at Walmart, and we'll try to get it on Netflix. We'll see. I mean, nowadays, the way things work, you can really force a property into existence. Like, you can make your own Cyberfrog toys, prove that they sell, and then sell them to, Hasbro, or something like that. Like, interest them in their own line of Cyberfrog toys. You can do a Cyberfrog movie and make it so good, an animated movie, that other companies want to make it as well. Or not. I mean, maybe they won't, but you can actually force it to happen. And so that's kind of what we're going to do. Adam Suter says, buy a structural steam I-beam and throw a pillow on it. For my chair. Then I can eat all the pie I want. I can outweigh 400 pounds and do fine. Edgar Cruz goes, can Doug do some cards? I've got 3 covers, you chumps. Oh, I got all 3 covers, you chumps. Can Doug do some cards? Hand drawn cards. I asked him. I asked him way back when, and I think he said he didn't have any time to do it. And thank you for getting all the covers. Appreciate you. Dallas Deadeye says, I'm not backing Mike's books anymore. I don't enjoy being preached to, and that's coming from a 1st and 2nd Brigade. He broke my heart. Echo Base Network says, good job trying to keep Comicsgate together last night on the stream. I know it's not an easy task. Keep up the good work. Can you still get the Chromium cover? No, you can't. I mean, that is the thing about this. And it's sad, but you can't get it anymore. I had to keep it limited. So when I put the Rainbow Brute early bird special up, make sure to jump on it. I'm going to have 2,400 of them. Cyberfrog right now has, I think, 14,000 backers. So understand, if Rainbow Brute is even half as successful as Cyberfrog was, those early bird specials will probably go pretty quick. And once they're gone, they're going to be gone. So make sure to be ready for that. This, you might be able to get it secondhand. In fact, I'm sure that you will on eBay. You'll have to buy it on eBay, but we're cutting it off. You won't be able to get it from me. And I think that's the best way to do it. Rather than, creating endless variant cover scams, we do variant covers based on demand. There's demand for these variant covers. That's why we're making them. And then we cut them off at a certain point. We give you a time period. And if you don't make it, you're going to have to, buy someone else's. Victor Wilcox says, still waiting for Cyberfrog to be replaced by Natalie Portman. Love the channel. Keep up the good show. She's actually the right height for Cyberfrog. It could happen. Adam Suter says, I can't wait for Cyberfrog. I wish I would have bought an original page. Can't wait for Rainbow the Brute. So much so I downloaded that evil app, Twitter, so I could follow you. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate you. Thunderbird says, I've survived Zach filming on his potato phone. I can handle your stream, Uncle A. Is my voice coming through okay, though, at least? I mean, I guess that's all you need. I could turn the camera off if I wanted to. I just wanted to show the books. GRR Quack England says, I've backed almost 30 projects thanks to yourself, including 3 Cyberfrog. Thanks for the live stream. Sorry I made you swear on Twitter. Okay, that's all right. Sean Campbell says, who's going to voice Cyberfrog? I don't know yet. People are saying Vic Mignogna. I don't know if Vic can do it. Can Vic do Dennis Leary? I mean, that's kind of the voice that Cyberfrog has, He needs to sound like he's from Philadelphia. And so if he could do that kind of thing, that would be great. It'd be so fun to hire Vic Mignogna. I have to think about that for a minute. That's a nice fantasy, Who's doing the Cyberfrog voice? Vic Mignogna. You jackasses. Kick Vic, suck it. Andrew Vivi, for a no-cost alternative to Hangouts, have the gang evaluate Jitsi before October. I've been using it for years. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna try to build a nice OBS lab, with art. And then the great thing is, like, OBS, if I can figure it out, I'm so dumb. But obviously I can be promoting Rainbow Brute. I can have the link running across the screen while I'm talking about other things. And I just imagine selling a lot of Rainbow Brute comics without even having to talk about it as much. So that just seems like a great way to market a comic book. That's what I'm going to do. I've got some people who want to come over and help me build it. I just want it to be very artsy. I want a lot of my art all over it, my face, and then another little screen so I talk and I can show you what I'm looking at, just like the Quartering does, just like these guys. That's what I want. Alzamat Films, by the way, great channel, Alzamat Films. I subscribe to you. So sign up for the mailing list on the Road Warrior Drake pre-launch Indiegogo page and check out the Road Warrior Drake analysis talk show. The Dallas Deadeye says, Caesar's way of apolitical and a-religious books is the way to go. Hail Caesar. Well, it is for me. But again, I don't want to, I can't, that's my opinion. There are definitely going to be plenty of people who are like, Mike, do Christian comics, please. There were lots of people who backed Vox Day and Vox Day's, comics that were kind of supposedly like right-wing. I read them. I didn't really sense a lot of right-wingness about them, but I think that's the way he was promoting them. They're going to be people who like that, who support that, and want to do it. I think that's a fraction of the audience that you can get. So my feeling is, while I want Christians to read Cyberfrog, I want everybody to read Cyberfrog, and so therefore, I don't want to make the books representative of my views, except for like little ways that how I see the world, things like that are going to come out through Cyberfrog and through Heather, and that's natural. I think that's art, but no politics. There will be no me saying vote Trump. There will be me saying Joseph Smith was a real prophet of the Lord. I will not be doing that. Okay, no Mormonism and no nothing else like that. It's just inappropriate for comics, in my opinion. Echo Base Network, thank you for $1.99. When you ship them, will they come bagged and boarded? That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I have a fulfillment center that's going to be doing this, and they specialize in getting collectible comics to people 100% safely. I would say probably, but I can't make a promise to you about that. But if something happens where your book comes damaged, believe it, we're going to replace it. Like I said, I'm going to be overprinting. I'll have a few comics that are available for people whose comics arrive damaged. We'll take care of you. You are going to get your book in good shape. Ashen Jackal says, "Can I DM you and interview you about horror films?" Yeah, okay. I don't do too many interviews. I would. THT shouldn't be. The Tad that shouldn't be says, "Hail Caesar, look into the professional apps too, like Free Conference Call and others. We use these services for extremely large shared online meetings." Interesting. Okay, thank you. Gimp Rider, wow, thank you for $10. Says, "I ran on one of those hotspots for years until fiber optics came here. I have a much better pic and sound from you on my phone than on my streaming DVR, Sony, which sucks." Interesting. Ragmuffin says, "Were all the variant covers Chromium only?" No, you guys should understand one thing clearly. The only two Chromium covers are these two here. This is it. These are the early versions of the book. These two Chromium covers. The version that is currently up there right now, the Team Up variant, is not Chromium. It's just a regular cover. That's the thing. We're going to be printing a lot more of those. That's going to be they're going to be autographed and everything, but that's going to be the version that we're going to keep up. We can't keep Chromium books up there and just say you can continue to buy these, because we really needed we have to tell the Chromium people like how many sheets of Chromium we need. One thing that we're talking about though is, so it had to get cut off. Let me make that clear. It just had to get cut off. But one thing that we're talking about is actually doing Chromium posters. So we can actually take this and then just like make it 4 times as big sheet of Chromium, and sell you Chromium posters. That is going to be expensive, but we can do it. I mean, we could definitely do it. Wouldn't you like to have a Chromium poster on your wall? I think it would be great. Computate says, "Damn, that looked beautiful." Yeah, this is the Salamandroid Chromium. This is just the cover, by the way. The book isn't in here yet. But just so you guys understand, I get eaten up on these like Bleeding Cool's. Like, how does it take so long for him to get his books printed? It doesn't. He must be scamming people. These are being printed in overseas. This Chromium sheet. A lot of people say that they're putting out Chromium comics, and they're not. They're foil enhanced variants. That's different. Chromium. This is how you know it's Chromium. See yourself in there. See, if you were looking, you see my computer, you would see yourself. It's a mirror. I mean, it's that nice, and it's very expensive. And then, of course, on the front, it just looks. It's colorful. It looks beautiful. This takes a while to do. These take a while to manufacture. And ordinarily, they were very rare. I remember in the 90s, they'd be like, "Hey, this Chromium variant, there are 200 copies of this available." Yeah, well, we're printing 10, 12,000 Chromium books. I don't even remember how many, but 12,000 copies of them are going to be like Chromium. So it takes a minute. Okay, it takes a minute, Bleeding Cool. I mean, it takes a minute. And then these have to get shipped over to the United States, where the meat of the book is. This is the meat of the book here. Okay, this is a proof copy. When you get this, this is going to look like, this is going to be gone. And this is going to look like a blue line drawing page from All Caps Comics. It's going to look like a fake art page for people who make comics. And then if you ordered a sketch, there's going to be a quick Cyberfrog head sketch in here, and my autograph is going to be on this page, which means that if your copy, if it doesn't have the sketch on it, you can go and take it to a convention. If you happen to meet me at a convention, I can draw a sketch for you on your sketch page, or you can just have any artist go ahead and enhance your Cyberfrog book with a Cyberfrog sketch or whatever on the sketch page of your Cyberfrog Blood Honey comic. It's really, really, I think it's a well thought out, very nice package that you guys are going to be glad for. And again, boom, here it is. Here's the main one. This is the first Cyberfrog Blood Honey. And of course, this image behind me, you can see that is the team up cover. That cover is going to be gorgeous. It's not, if you're ordering Cyberfrog now, the team up cover, your cover is not going to be chromium. These were limited to last year. We are going to, you'll probably be able to find them on the secondary market. But we are going to just make it clear when we launch Rainbow Brute, be timely about it. Get on there, get on the ball, order early. Don't miss out. If you save up some money now, I guess, so that when it launches next month, you'll be ready to go, and you won't miss out. You won't miss out on the best version of Rainbow Brute, the best experience of the comic book that you can get, which in my opinion is going to be the early bird special. 1,375 people watching at 3 p.m. on a Saturday. You guys, it's got to be a nice day out. We should all be getting outside in the sun. Ashen Jackal says, yay. Mark C., thanks for $10, says, I sent you a drawing of Wonder Warrior you mentioned on the High Council. Did you happen to see it? If not, and you're interested, it's in your DMs. I didn't see it, Mark. I'll go look for it. Soapmaker says, speaking of getting the books in good shape, I sent you a Twitter DM and email about potential adverse impact heat may have on the chromium covers while in transit. I want you to understand that my fulfillment department understands this. They deal with this stuff all the time, and they are going to they're going to make it they're going to do their best. You can't Zach will tell you, you can't solve everything. He had some books get rained on. He was shipping some books out in the rain, and you can't, what are you going to do? But all we can do is just make sure that you guys, if your books come damaged, we will make sure that they get fixed. Okay. You'll get good versions of them. Let me drink. All I do is talk. I talk all the time. Soapmaker says, speaking of getting, oh, okay, I read that one. Thunder Robots, thanks for $2. Cyberfrog Volume 2, Cyberfrog versus Zombies. Well, in a way, you'll see. Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet is, yeah, you'll see. Cyberfrog Blood Honey, just so you know, Cyberfrog Blood Honey is chapter 1. I mean, it basically tells, it tells you everything that you need to know about how Cyberfrog got here, why he's here. It tells you the story of what happens, and it kind of sets up the rest of the ongoing story from there, obviously. And there's a lot of stuff that I cannot wait to. By the way, I had to cut 5 pages out of it because I skipped ahead to this fight scene that I wanted to do. And I wanted the book to end on this fight scene. And I just ran out of time. It's like I would have needed to add another 20 pages to get to that scene. So I'm 5 pages into Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet already. I've got this whole scene already drawn. Some of you have already seen it. Thunder Robots, thank you. Melissa Urban says, how can you preprint Rainbow Brute before orders are in? Good question. What I'm going to do is I am going to anticipate how many Rainbow Brute books that we're going to probably land on. I will overprint these covers. It's not the interiors. The interiors are no big deal. You can get the interiors printed in a week and a half, 2 weeks. Okay, so that's not the problem. The problem is this. This is the problem. And this is going to be, for Rainbow Brute, this is going to be better than this. It's going to be a Rainbow Spectrum cover. Okay, it's going to be a Dazzle sticker, essentially, behind the artwork. So when you look at it, it's going to cast rainbows all over your wall. This is going to be a tremendously beautiful comic book. But what I need to do is immediately get these covers. Not immediately. Let me get a sense of how the book's doing. But immediately get these covers made, because we can just sit on a stack of these. We can sit on crates and crates of the covers that are already made in anticipation of finishing up the book and then stapling the book all together. But this is going to be the holdup. So what I've learned is to absolutely do these special covers first. I should have printed these a long time ago. I just didn't know. I'm new to this. I'm a guy who drew comic books for DC, and DC did everything else. Me actually learning how to create a comic book, that's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than you could ever even imagine. So, that's where we're going. Comics du Nord says EVS Guardians of Orloth is a 24-page fantasy book inspired by Dragonlance and D&D. Follow me on Twitter at Chael, Chael Roberts. We are $7 away from first goal. Congratulations. Anthony Scott, thank you for $20. Says, good job trying to herd cats last night. I was in rage mode for a week, but I'm ignoring the few idiots from now on. I'll back who I want, and not by affiliation to Comicsgate, just good people who want me as a customer. Yeah, we can talk about War Campaign a little bit if you want when we go to the Q&A. And thank you, by the way. Thank you for $20. And I do my best, guys. I can't show preference to people. It's tough. Orion0782 says, are you going to review The Boys from Comicsgate perspective? Oh my God. All right. So obviously I have a business relationship with Dynamite Comics. Nick Barucci is a friend of mine. He's a pal. And he has been saying to me, do you want to promote The Boys? Will you promote The Boys, the TV show? If you want to promote, I have an Indiegogo campaign for The Boys trade paperback. If you would promote that. I'm like, well, Nick, I can't really shill things that, if I'm telling my fans to buy like a mainstream comic book, they're going to want to know why. So just between you and me being pals, that's not a good reason for me to do it. And he understands. But everyone is telling me that, oh my God, The Boys is amazing. The Boys TV show looks great. You should be doing it. Because Comicsgate is basically telling me, yeah, we want to know about The Boys. I might do that. I might actually sell to you guys, promote and sell to you guys some The Boys trade paperbacks. And Dynamite Comics actually gave me them. They gave me them to review. I haven't had a chance to read them yet, but I will, and I'm going to let you guys know. After I've decided that this is a great book, yeah, I might actually promote The Boys. GTM Media Reviews is a new member. Thank you for joining. All right, so those are the super chats. You guys, I'm going to answer your questions now. So let me turn the camera back on here. The camera was on all along. Let me just see the screen. I'm going to put these. Oh, by the way, these are the rejected covers. I'll show you these just for fun. So the Chromium plant gave me a bunch of different choices. This is the Salamandroid cover, but it's not etched. Okay, it's just flat. And I said, no, I want the etching. This is the Cyberfrog cover that has, yeah, this is just flat as well. No etching. The one I chose actually it etched the speed lines in. Okay, so it's like, it looks really nice. They etched the speed lines in. Those kind of dazzle now. And then this is the other Cyberfrog choice that is etched. This has the same etching as see it now? As the Salamandroid cover. So I said no to this one. I preferred the speed lines instead. All right, I'm going to move these over here, and let's see what you guys are saying. I'm going to answer your questions. Just put them in the chat and let us go. Chris Izard says, "I'll take a reject cover." I'm gonna hang on to everything. I mean, this is all super important to me. Obviously, I'll always have product for you guys to buy, always. And the fact that people really like the Chromium is encouraging. And maybe I'll make some money selling Chromium posters. I don't want to leave any money on the table. If that's what you guys want, let me know and I'll make them. Shinto Ketchup said, "This is just Ethan teasing us with his comic now." No, I'm just really, really happy. I really am. People Circus says, "I'll take a reject, save you storage." Oh, thank you. That's kind of you. Slothy Slauson says, "Can you talk a little bit about your art process? Are you inking with brushes or nib pens, pen nibs? How long does it take you to ink one of your own pencil pages?" It's a good question. I've been doing this for so long now that I no longer do full pencils. I scribble very loosely with this. This is a non-photo blue pencil. And I will draw out basically the perspective grid. I'll kind of indicate where I want things. And then I go straight to these Copic multiliners. These are ink pens, very, very fine ink pens. And I just do a lot of drawing. I end up just doing a lot of drawing with these ink pens. And that's it. I use big markers for black areas. Or these are really nice too. These are Copic multi-liner brush tips. Look at that. That's fantastic. All right, so that's basically what I do. Yeah, I lay out a page and I sort of get in there and really just enjoy myself. To me, drawing a comic book page just feels like putting together a jigsaw puzzle. It's the same kind of thing. I know where all the pieces should go. It's just a matter of sitting down and working out one section at a time and then building it up. All right, let me see here. Oh, I got a super chat. €5. I Go My says, I backed Cyberfrog last June. Will I get the cool Chromium cover? Yes, you will. Congratulations. You will be receiving the Cyberfrog Chromium cover. So your book is going to look like this. And in fact, most of the people who backed Cyberfrog will be getting this version of it if you backed last year. If you back now, you're going to be getting the fist bump variant that's behind me that is not Chromium. It's going to look just like a thick but regular comic. Let me see here. Scrolling down. We got a new member. Oh, no, that's GT Media. Okay, thank you. Let's see. The chat want your moist jumper. I don't know what that is. Emotionally Exhausted says, do you know what time next month for Rainbow Brew? I'm canceling my vacation if it conflicts. I don't. You could just probably order it from your phone. I mean, I don't know if you need to cancel your vacation. No, I don't know for sure. What I need to do is I need to get the mock-ups of the lunchbox. I've got people doing that. I need to decide on all of the final items, price them out. I need to make sure that I need to know what everything costs basically in order to go forward. So that is the thing. That is the thing. And it should be next month. I want to launch next month. When people are getting their Cyberfrog Blood Honeys, the minute I see somebody post on Twitter, I got my Cyberfrog Blood Honey, boom, Rainbow Brood is going up. Okay. Michael Strelitz says, looking how about CGC on the proofs 9.8 signed for $200. That's possible. Yeah, the proof. I've got a box of 200 of these proof copies. What I just showed you. These. Let me see here. All right, these right here. I've got 200 of these that I'm going to offer. I'm going to sell them. I'm not going to CGC them. That's up to you guys. But you can CGC them if you want. These are going to be offered in one of my next campaigns. You can buy one copy of this, which is just basically, again, it's a cheap proof copy of the Cyberfrog book, but it is really kind of officially the first printing of Cyberfrog. So you'll be able to buy those if you want. Let's see. Dustin Mikowski says, dear God, that stream earlier where EBS had a meltdown was a cringe fest. You think I had a meltdown? I don't feel like I melted down. I think I might have yelled a little bit. I was mad, but let's see. Miller is a great comic creator. That's what matters. That is right. Crazy Manor 2003 says, advice, never post on Twitter when you're angry. That is good advice. I'm going to delete those tweets. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I don't delete them. I leave them for historical purposes, right? I don't know how I do that, but I was pissed last night. Obviously, when I was at the ball game, I was really, really angry. Over time, I started to understand what was going on. New member, welcome, Randy McRanderson. Thank you for joining the channel. Appreciate you. Casey says, question, can we all agree that Rob Liefeld is not the future Walt Disney of comic books? Did somebody say that he was? He could be. I don't know. I see no evidence that he's working on becoming that, but you never know. Zeus Thunderbolt says, question, limited run Chromium dust jacket for those who missed the Chromium book. That's an interesting thought. That's an interesting thought. I don't know. That would require, again, though, that we go back to press and we begin the process all over again, which took a long time. Eric Hutful says, the chat says that your shirt says moist. It does in a way. Look, that looks like an eye. Moist, humble man. Yeah. Let's see. Downshift says, EVS, I noticed when you use cross-hatching in your drawings for shadows. I noticed you use cross-hatching in your drawings for shadows. Is that something that's fading out with modern coloring technique and printers? No. No, I don't think color replaces line work, really. Not in the way that I draw. I think the two work together really, really well. You can just draw the outline of something and have somebody, color it, and that looks good too. But from my perspective, my taste, I really like to see nice black and white line work underpinning underneath, the color. Otherwise, it looks computer generated to me. It doesn't look like real art to me. It is obviously. But that's again, this is just my taste. All right, let me scroll down and see what's going on. Fred the Cosmic. By the way, scrolling down. It's like the old Zach streams. Fred the Cosmic Chicken says, "Will you do any more miniatures? I'd love to paint more." Yes, we are going to be doing more miniatures, and they're going to be attached to a board game. So, yeah. Emotionally exhausted said, and the FM Phillies lost. Oh yeah, I did melt down. I remember. I was so mad, dude. The Phillies game pissed me off. I took my son to this baseball game. The Phillies blew it so bad. Dragon Lord says, keep the tweets, don't delete them, keep them as a lesson. Yeah, never go full Twitter. People using all caps and I'll leave them up. They're important. And people, there are people who really wanted War Campaign chastised, and they got so excited by those tweets. Cecil says, Zach did on my stream. Did he say scrolling down? Chucky Wookie says, Mecha Random for the High Council. Can we help Proper Jeremy get subs? Proper Jeremy. Everybody subscribe to Proper Jeremy. Oscar-nominated A-Hole says, will Bro White be part of the early bird special? The answer is yes. Everything. If you buy the early bird special, you're going to get everything, including any extras that pop up because of the success of the campaign. So here's the thing that people need to understand about Indiegogo. Now, initially, when Cyberfrog Blood Honey launched, it was like, oh my God, $25 for a 48-page book. Yes, that's the buy-in cost to be a part of this. Okay, so for the $25, you got the book. The book eventually became Chromium. Okay, so now you paid $25 for a Chromium comic book. And then as sales increased, you received a bookmark, you receive a sticker, you receive the trading cards as well. And then the book grew in size. So basically, you have to know going into an Indiegogo campaign that even though you're paying $25 for this one thing, and that's the only thing that's promised, the success of the campaign will build on your investment. So you put $25 in plus shipping, and then over time, as the campaign succeeds, hey, let's give you an eraser. Let's give you this. Let's give you that. Let's give you all these extra bonuses for free that you weren't expecting. So when it comes to the Rainbow Brute campaign, Rainbow the Brute campaign, the early bird special promises one of everything and then some. So you're going to get like the plushie. If we can do the plushie, I'm hoping we can. I'm told that we can. No promises, just something I want to do. But you would get the plushie where nobody else would. Okay, so you would get some exclusive bonuses. Plus you would get one of everything that the campaign offers, including all of the perks, all of the stretch goals that show up along the way. So if we decide to do a ruler or something like that, or a pencil set, you would get that as well. You would be buying in at that level and getting everything that comes out with it, all in your box. Let's see. Liefeld lacks moral character. Well, Checkpoint says only psychopaths write in all caps comic book letters. Well, I mean, my studio is called All Caps Comics, so I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, who knows? Let's see. Cecil's here. Death Dealer Zero says, how do you feel about John beefing with Elliot and disavowing him on his stream today over Elliot thinking Shatterstar has no depth as a character? I'll leave that. Well, does Shatterstar have depth as a character? I don't know. I'm going to leave that between those two men. Pristine Texas says, everyone regretting not getting the Chromium Cyberfrog are going to get to experience the same regret when Brand comes out. Yeah, guys, support Brand. Support everything that you can. Let's see. Optimus Deadpool says, despite what happened last night, I thought you carried it well, and Mike Miller is a manlet. I did the best I could. Some people were happy with me. Other people were really unhappy. But you know what it was? It's like, first of all, I dealt with War Campaign where they affected me and my sales. I'm not here to police fandom. I can't. If people are being bullies in the fan community, it's kind of the fans community or the fans job, the fan community's job to police themselves. I can't just come in like a big bully and tell everybody, be quiet. To me, I want everybody's money. But what I can do is a few things. I can tell people what I expect from my fans. And that's what I tried to do. I tried to tell people, look, I don't like this stuff. I don't like all of the weirdness and the ops and the harassment. And then what happened was some information was exposed that suggested that quite a few things have been going on with War Campaign behind the scenes that have really affected my life and have affected my bottom line and have affected some of my friendships. This is intolerable. And at that point, I'm going to speak up because it has to do directly with me. It's my business and it needs to stop. At the same time, there are people who were cheering on me getting in there and doing whatever I'm supposed to do to actively destroy a fan community. I can't. I won't do that. That's just not, that's antithetical. That would be the death of Comicsgate. Me saying, hey, you got War Campaign needs to disappear and die. That's the death of Comicsgate. I don't do that. That's what people did to me. That's what the mainstream did to me. So what am I'm going to start doing that? I can't. At some point, you have to just go, okay, I have principles, have to live by the principles, even sometimes when it feels uncomfortable, even despite pressure from outside sources. And I see people who I know do not have my best interest at heart, cheering on the destruction of this fan group. People who I know actively spread lies about me, hate me, going, yeah, all right, fuck it, we told you, blah, blah, blah. All right, look, here's what I'm going to do. As usual, I'm going to tell you what I want. I'm going to condemn actions that harm the business aspects of Comicsgate. And that's what I'm going to do. And people can like it. They can be mad at me over it. People can, feel however they want to feel. They can let me know, give me hell. But I have to act according to my principles. I have to act according to what I'm personally comfortable with doing. And I'm not comfortable feeding into that. That to me is chaos. That to me leads to nothing. And it's just not Comicsgate. I don't. And I said one of the main things that I said last night was no purity testing. None. I mean, I won't have that. That's the opposite of Comicsgate, and that is a criticism of War Campaign. It's a criticism of everybody, but especially War Campaign. No purity testing. It doesn't matter what customers want to do. If customers want to make fun of me, if customers want to go off and do this or that, they're allowed to do that. Anyone who says that their Comicsgate is Comicsgate, period. If they're spending money on Comicsgate comics, or if they're not, if they're just retweeting Comicsgate tweets, that's great. We want them. We want them all. So I did the best that I could. I'm not Solomon. I'm a dummy from New Jersey. But I love this movement. I believe in this movement. I love the comic book industry, and I love everyone involved with it, no matter how they feel about me. If some of them are upset with me and need me to step back, I'm happy to do that. I'll just stay here. I'll stay here on my channel. I will platform me and myself and I, and we'll see what happens. I mean, that's how it is. Ray Noah, thanks for $2, says, hey, you sound like Tug. Hey. Let's see. Mayor McCheese says, saw Cyberfrog in my bucket of fried chicken. Is it a sign? Really? That'd be great. I would love that. Let's see. Afternoon morning show is turning my brain into a halibut. I know. I'm sorry, Zach. I didn't even I just woke up and called it the morning show. That was my mistake. It's the morning to me. I was up all night. All right, scrolling down, and welcome, Zach. It's good to see you. Eric K says, sold, finally bought in. Oh, thank you, Eric K. All right, so we're selling some Cyberfrog comics. Where are we at, by the way? I want to just see where we are. Oh my God, we have 1,479 people watching right now. That's incredible. That's a lot, guys. That's a big audience. Hey, Comicsgaters. That's a lot of customers watching this channel. Holy shit. We're at $236,456. We have sold Oh my God, we've sold a lot of comics. We've sold a lot of copies of Cyberfrog in the past few hours. Wow. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Links in the description. Also in the description is Kyle Ritter's Starblades, which is way better than Cyberfrog. Way better than Cyberfrog. If you haven't backed Kyle Ritter's Starblades, please give it a chance. Look at it. You're going to want to buy it when you see it. That's awesome. John Whalen says, if you missed out on the chromium covers, I'm selling chromium butt plugs. All right. I start reading these things, I realize they're felt. Great Loner says, EVS sent you a private message via Indiegogo. Please check. All right, I will. Not right now, though. Mark C says, per New Mutants 100, if Frank Miller's Ronin has a depth of character, then Shatterstar must as well. Let's see. Oh, thank you, guys. I'm getting some nice comments. You're a good man, EVS. Thank you. Vinny Art says, support City of Venus, Dead City by Vinny T. Vinny T's City of Venus looks great, dude. Hot chicks in his great style. He was one of the original designers for Todd McFarlane, McFarlane's toy company. So he is awesome. Elaine says, EVS did a great... What the hell was that? Elaine says, EVS did a great job last night. Doug TenNapel has been stirring things up with his group and insinuates that EVS has sent his fans after him, which is not true. Roe is a good guy. I saw that. Somebody showed me a bunch of like Doug TenNapel trying to start trouble. I don't know. What are you going to do? NSR 9mm says, you're letting fans of yours overrule friendships you've had with people in real life for years. Honestly, people who don't understand the choices that I make are not my friends. People who do not give me the benefit of a doubt, people who try to pressure me into making decisions that I'm not comfortable making are not my friends. You know who's my friend? Andrea upstairs. She's my friend. I have people who are real friends who are watching this closely, know me, know my heart, and have my best interest at heart. But people who want to exploit me, who want to turn me against other people, people who want to use me as a cudgel to hurt people they dislike, these are not my friends. I don't care how long I've known them. And I extend my friendship and my trust so quickly. I mean, I want to be everyone's friend, but I'm no dummy. Well, I'm a dummy, but I'm not a dummy like that. My fans are very important to me. My customers are very, very important to me. Very important to me. So that's kind of how I feel. Barry Merritt says, war campaign abusers lied to you, Ethan. Yeah, they did. I've seen it. I saw it. Yeah. Spike and Madness says, you acted honorably with your use of emergency powers last night. Yeah, that was fun. I got to say, I am Caesar of Comicsgate. I'm the leader of Comicsgate for 1 second, so I can do this. And then that's it. That was fun. I would love to, let me tell you something. The idea of being the leader of a movement is extremely tempting. I know there are a lot of people within Comicsgate who would, if you told them they were the leader of Comicsgate, they would grasp the reins of that power and run with it. I am not that person. I've been told I'm the leader of Comicsgate many, many times, and every single time I chastise the person who says it. I am not the leader of Comicsgate. The only power I want is the power I have right here, my megaphone. That's it. I don't want to tell people what to do. I don't want it. I don't want to be responsible for other people. They can do their own stuff. They can make their own mistakes. I refuse to accept responsibility for anything that anyone does except for me. I have to make sure that I'm okay with myself. My secondary conscience is Andrea, who I trust. And other than that, everyone can, everyone who says otherwise can, GFY. That's the way it's got to be. Let's see here. Deucey the Snowman says, you were fair last night. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. I'm looking for more negative stuff. Let's see. EVS is the Senate. We're still on this. No, I'm just doing a Q&A. I'm just reading what you guys are saying to me. Cecil says, saw an advanced copy of Brand. Back it now. Cecil said that. Back Brand. The work of Kanan White. Antonio's writing. Do not miss that comic book. Do not be somebody who regrets having not purchased Brand. Dragon Lord says, I think it's silly for people to ask creators to disavow fans. That's something Gail Simone's fans would do. Exactly. Can't do that. Alec Heidel, great name, says, hey, homie. Don't always catch the live, but I tune in every day, bro. Keep it up. When do the copies ship? Feels like it's been forever. Haha, it has. It's been a year since we started doing this, maybe a little longer. They're going to ship soon. I can't give people a hard and fast date. I just show you everything that I get. Like I'll be surprised when they ship. I will tell you, oh my God, they're shipping. And in fact, on Twitter today, people are starting to get their Cyberfrog Vampirella books, and that means a lot to me. I mean, that's really, really neat. Fulfillment has begun on those. But as I've shown you, we've just got the Chromium in. I had to choose which kind of Chromium I wanted to use. I chose it. And now they're being printed and put together. It'll be fulfilled ASAP. But in the meantime, yeah, look, we've got Vampirella shipping, the Vampirella Cyberfrog book. People are getting that in their hands already. So the same company that's fulfilling those is fulfilling, of course, Cyberfrog Vampy. We got it. It's going to take a while. You guys are going to be glad. I think the important thing is that you know that it's coming. It's not that I ran away with the money. I would not run away with this. How much money would it take for me to run away? Like $100 million. You would never see me again. I'd be on an island somewhere. I'd be like a super white collar criminal. Just ran away with $100 million. No, I've never run away. I'm here to make comic books. That's what I want to do. I don't want, I want to make sure that these comics are good. And I want to make sure that the final product is great. And sometimes you want it now, but you can't have it now because it needs to be great. And you guys will be happy. I promise you'll be happy. Look at you guys. Oh, I love you guys too. Support Starblades. Checkpoint says we are loyal customers. We will help EVS move. Bunker Housing says I am not a customer, but I will download your comic from Pirate Bay. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Leadpool says, see, the thing about that is I've already been paid for it. So, what are you going to do? Leadpool says, EVS, even if you were going out of Comicsgate, you could still make it. I'm fairly sure you have enough talent. People have told me this a lot. People have said, you don't need Comicsgate. Obviously, why do you insist on Comicsgate? Because simply just me succeeding isn't enough for me. I want other people to succeed too. I want other people in this movement, people who understand what I'm trying to do. I want them to succeed. Why? Because it's important that what SJWs did to me never be allowed to happen again. SJWs dragged me down. I mean, I did everything wrong when it came to interacting with SJWs. Everything wrong. I handled the swarm wrong. I did everything wrong. And it took a while. Like that's a life-changing experience. I've spent my time going back and researching and understanding who these people are, the way that they work, how they always do the same thing. It's a terrifying, awful experience to be swarmed and harassed by SJWs. It should not happen again, and here's how we can fix it. Here's what we can do. If you are somebody who is being harassed by social justice warriors, you're going to lose your job. Your life is going to be overturned. It's going to be horrible. These are serious things. This is not something that you can just quit Twitter and run from. This is not something that you can just turn off your computer and expect it's going to go away. These people dominate social media. They know how to find out where you live, where you work. They know how to ruin your family. They know how to dox you, exploit you. These are horrible things. They need to stop. So I want to make it so that my success, my platform opens people's eyes to this, lets people know what's going on, and makes it so that they can prosper outside of a comic book industry that's dominated, manipulated, controlled by these monsters. I can do it myself. I could just do Cyberfrog books all day long. I don't need to bring anyone with me. I just want to. I want it to mean something. My success, I want it to mean something to other people. I am the leader of All Caps Comics. That's right. Absolutely. Mr. Lizard says Cyberfrog has over 15,000 backers. Earthworm Jim has 80. All right. I don't want to compare with Earthworm Jim. They're, look. That's a tremendously successful campaign. And I think people want there to be fighting between me and Doug. I'm not going to fight with Doug. I'm not going to fight with him. I'm not going to sit there and go, well, I have twice as many backers as you. I'm not going to fall into these traps. It's dumb. It's like he ran a great campaign. I am perfectly happy to praise his campaign as the biggest crowdfunded campaign of all time on Indiegogo. And the thing is, let's try to beat it. and then and then he should try to beat me, and then we should just keep going, and whoever else should try to beat both of us. That's how this grows. We don't grow by. I've already got my money. I made $860,000 on Cyberfrog. Do you think I'm mad or complaining or sad? I'm just looking to do it again. And if I can't do it as big this time, if I only make half as much money, that's still a lot of money. I just want to keep doing this, and I want to make it possible for other people to do this too. Fighting with other creators is not in my repertoire. I'm not going to do it. It's not going to happen. So I would appreciate it if you guys don't think that way. Change your way of thinking, and let's move on. Let's see. Johnny Dollar says, you got the power like Snap in this thing called rap. Thank you. Dallas said, thanks for $10. The blue-haired vandals and big-bellied barbarians are at the gate, and the Bible throwers want war campaign to lay down their swords. Rest in pepperoni. Random McAnderson says, I think Brand might lose some money on international shipping. They only charged me $8 to ship to Canada, which I think isn't a lot. Yeah. Well, we'll see. They'll learn from that, Kev says EVS is too fat to run. That's true. I ran with Andrea. We're both walking every single day now, and what we do is we'll go on these 3-mile hikes, and then we'll say, okay, ready? We're gonna pick up the pace from here to that stop sign, and we're gonna run from here to that stop. You don't have to run the whole way, but you just have to get your heart moving again. When you're fat like I am, and you want to lose weight, you have to get your heart moving. So make little goals like that. So we're walking 3 miles. Right now, we're going to run from here to there. Walk, 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 walk. Okay, run from here to there. That's kind of what we're going to do. Let's see. Knee-jack. More Doug TeNaples stuff. Yeah, I don't want to do that, guys. Let's see here. EVS is Hurley in Lost, the big fat guy with he's got better hair than I do. Guy had a lot of hair. Lagerbomb27 says, hey, E, what are your thoughts on Blake Northcott's Everglade Angels comics and how SJWs targeted her and accused her of being a Trump bro and an incel? Well, I think SJWs are idiots. I took a peek at her campaign. I don't think it's doing that well. A couple of things. Honestly, Blake, Kickstarter, #Kickstarter. Take it to Indiegogo. That's my opinion, but I don't know. And it looks good. I mean, the book looks really, really good. It's just not getting the attention that I think it needs from fans. People need to support that. Matthew Lemon says, will the cards and brutes start at the same time? Yeah, roughly. Yeah. They're going to be 3 campaigns. We're going to do the trading cards, we're going to do Rainbow Brute, and we're going to do Black and White Cyberfrog Blood Honey and the proof copies of Cyberfrog. There'll be one more Cyberfrog Blood Honey opportunity with different variant covers, just to see if we can push it up to $1 million, just to be, Dickens. We just want to be Dickens about it. We want it to get to $1 million. So we'll put one more campaign up and just see how it goes. Gengai says, your boy Zach's God King is at 118,000. Check it out. Yeah, your boy Zach, he has a book called Jawbreakers God King. God is spelled G0D. King is spelled K1 NG. Look it up. I'm going to have Zach on again. We'll talk about that. I want that campaign to rock. Kyle Weaver, wow, thanks for $20. You guys are being very generous this morning. It's like 4 in the afternoon. Kyle Weaver, he says, I can't wait to get my hands on Cyberfrog, and your rage-infused critique of Assad Rabik's drawing of Ben Grimm made my week. Keep up the excellent work. I didn't even know who it was. I didn't know the artist, but I don't care. I'm so protective of the Fantastic Four. How hard is it to draw the Thing? I did a video about it, how to draw Ben Grimm, how to draw the Thing. It's easy. Get it right. I'm not gonna get mad. Mars 10 says, I support Doug and EVS. That's nice. Johnny Boy says, the true meaning of success is to share his knowledge with others. You're a great man, EVS. No. Rodwell Stevens says, stop trying to stir up drama. I hope that's not directed at me. I'm not. Let's see. Joe Swaim says, I love Assad Rabik's paintings on covers. His pencils, on the other hand, I just don't like the way he drew the Thing. Everything else on that cover was great, but the Thing made me mad. Let me see here. EVS can say whatever he wants, says Tea and Crumpets. We all know Cecil is the true leader of Comicsgate. Doug is a senior statesman. He deserves more respect than he got. I don't know if he deserves more respect than he got, but he deserves some respect. Difficult Bastard says EVS being the bigger man. Doug is funny. When Doug came on the stream, he was funny all the time. I mean, I have to say, everything about Doug was easily memed, and he was really funny. He added good content. The early Comicsgate live streams were like the Whack Pack. You just have people on, and they would. They were such characters. Everybody fell into character, and boy, was it was just so much fun to watch, and it was a pleasure for me to host. I mean, great times. Tim Collins, thanks for $10. You have the talent and skill to be the next Stan Lee. Take his baton. Take his baton. That sounds phallic. And Comicsgate to the next level. And then he goes, fatty. I can't. You guys. I am getting fat. I really am. I realize it. Jude Vanillion says, you're a big man, EBS. That's another fat joke. Hello, dude, says Mega Jetty. Hello. Polito has shipping figured out. Yeah, we might not have shipping figured out yet. I got to be honest with you. Shipping is expensive. Shipping these comics is expensive. I don't really know what to do about it. I mean, we still lose. No matter what we charge, we lose money on shipping. It is crazy. Shipping takes into account the packaging that you have to buy, and of course the shipping. And you've got to ship overseas. We're going to be shipping to Australia. We're going to be shipping to Indochina. We're going to be shipping everywhere. We're going to totally get soaked. We're going to totally get soaked for it. Luckily, I already paid for it. I hope I do not get an additional bill. I don't want an additional bill. I want to be able to keep some money in the bank after this. Let's see. Adrian Blom says, EVS, you don't have to run, you can roll. Let's see. Low Res Voice says, don't underestimate walking even at a normal pace. No, I don't. And plus, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy walking through the neighborhood. I'm so dumb. Like, I'm walking around my neighborhood, and I'm so impressed with where I live now. I'm taking pictures of just random houses and sending them to Zach. Like, I have this thing in my head. This is, I'm like, how great would it be if comic skaters all lived in my neighborhood and we all had barbecues? Like, Zach, buy a house here. Let's get Mike S. Miller over there up the street. Why do you have to live in San Diego? Live here, a nice neighborhood. Let's get it. And I'm like, look at these houses. These are glorious. Like, and they're, Zach's like, that's nice, Ethan. That's nice. Verisden says, I like the elliptical. It's easier on the joints. I have an elliptical in the garage, but the garage is, right now, I'm slowly getting the garage in order, but there's a lot of stuff in there, working on it. And my treadmill's in there too. I'm not bringing my treadmill inside. If you remember from my old house, in my office, the treadmill was right over there. And I'm not going to do that this time. I'm not going to bring it in here. I'm going to leave it in the garage. Timecode Mechanic says EVS doesn't want to be the leader of Comicsgate, which is why EVS must be the leader of Comicsgate. But seriously, keep fighting the good fight. SJWs are garbage. Yeah, they are. How you doing, Nathan? It's good to see you. Nathan, Timecode Mechanics, great channel. Really good Comicsgate channel. Geek Thor Review says, EVS, any plans to do your comics in Spanish for the Latin American and Spanish market? I've had offers. I've had people reach out to me and say that they can do that. I don't know what's involved in that. I mean, remember that I'm new at this. Remember that my company, All Caps Comics, is brand new, and I don't really know everything yet. I'm learning as I go. If there's money in it, you bet I'll do it. I'm going to be entirely motivated by money. I'm a business. I'm not here to, I think the mainstream comic book industry has succumbed to this idea of social conscience. I have zero. My job is to do fun comics and make money, and that's what I'm looking to do. Anthony Scott says, Doug was who I was raging over and over to members in War Campaign, not the whole group. Kelsey for Comicsgate president next time, though. Absolutely. Kelsey would be great. Kelsey said if Kelsey were president of Comicsgate, he would give everyone a cold beer. I could use one of those. New member, welcome, Matt Samudio. Thank you for joining the channel. Appreciate you. Down Forward Punch says, my cat just caught a frog. I rescued him. Just doing my part. Thank you, Down Forward Punch. Appreciate that. Yeah, gotta rescue these frogs. Orbital 1970 Goat says Rainbow Brute vinyl minifigures like My Little Pony. Now that's a good idea as well, and I do have somebody who can do those. I mean, would you rather have a plushie? What if it was an emo grizzly plushie? You know, like a, or would you rather have an emo grizzly plushie or maybe a Rainbow Brute vinyl fig? Because the vinyl you'd be able to get the detail in more, but the emo grizzly would make a great plushie because it would look like a little teddy bear, but it would be mean and pissed off and passive aggressive. You know, I don't know. I don't know. You know, at this point we can do whatever we want to do. I think Rainbow the Brute is going to do well enough that we can probably do what we want to do. Make sure that you guys get good stuff. Eric Hutful says Ethan is always the bigger man. Doug is like a 1.5 feet taller than me. I understand that I'm fat. But Doug is bigger than me. I gotta endure fat jokes all day long. By the way, they don't work. People say fat shaming works. You know what it does to me? When people call me fat, I go, I guess I'm fat. And then I just go eat more cake. I mean, do I care that I'm fat? I'm happy where I'm at. So like that doesn't work. The only thing that makes me think about like getting in shape is just living longer. Like I think about Ava and I go, okay, Ava's only 3. I want to live to be 80, so I can be there for Ava. That's the only thing that makes me get in shape. If it wasn't for Ava, I would just get fat. I would be enormous. I love eating. And my job is sedentary. But I want to live long. David Cook says your internet sucks, Uncle Ehe. I know. I understand. Paul Contreras says I miss Doug, to be honest. As long as UVS is willing to forgive him, I bear no ill will towards him. I will always forgive him. That's what Christians do. Christians do not seek petty revenge. Christians do not seek to hurt their brothers. Christians forgive. I forgive Doug. He owes me an apology, but I don't want it. I don't want it. I forgive him, free of apology, pride intact. That's what it's about. Get a better camera, says T-Few Boy. I have a great camera. It's just that I have bad internet right now. Night Sever says, what do you mean getting fat? Well, I mean, Mexican Iron Man says, great job last night, Caesar. Rome shall not fail. No, I don't think so. I mean, as it is, last night, Cyberfrog Blood Honey blew up. Look, we're selling more copies. We're at $236,551 for the Cyberfrog Blood Honey team-up comic. And then, at the moment, we've got an enormous amount of people watching this stream. Let me see. Let me just double check it here and see where we're at. Wow, 1,512 people watching right now. There's still tremendous interest in Comicsgate. Even if it's just me alone. Even if I'm the last person on earth who believes in Comicsgate, that's fine. That will be my thing. That will be my burden. I like it. I believe in Comicsgate. I like the cause. Let's see. B-Dad says you can't have one price for shipping. It sucks, but true. You can bring down the cost on others by raising everyone up a bit, but still. Yeah, I know. I just had like one cost, and then I just assumed it would balance out. Like people in New Jersey would be getting screwed over, but then again, people in Australia are getting a great deal. It sucks. There's nothing you can do about it. It's like. And then what I did was I just said for the second campaign, I just said it's going to be this much for domestic and this much for international. And that's a little bit more fair, but it's still not precise. Tim Collins says cheaper to ship if you run them through a shredder. Well, I don't want to do that. People want to get their comics in good shape. Sketch Therapy is here. Hey, Sketch. He says, but New Jersey taxes, though. Yo, brother. Aaron Calamari says, time for some new blood. Check out Extractors, Ethan. What do you think of that? Do you think it's time? Let me ask a question to you guys. Do you think what we need to do, do you think we need to do more Comicsgate live streams with more people, with new campaigns? Or do you think we just kind of scale back and just do one-on-one like this? I go back and forth about it. Like sometimes I'll be like, you know what, then I'll just do this by myself. Screw you guys. I'll take my ball and go home. Selfish. That's just selfish. It's not my stated mission. I'm prepared to get stabbed in the back over and over and over again. It doesn't matter. It doesn't cost me anything. It doesn't cost me anything to promote other people's comics, even if they decide they don't like me. Even if at the end of the day they decide their mission is to destroy me. I don't think they can destroy me. I'm not worried about it. I've seen their live streams. They're no fun. But even still, should I actually make it an active priority to seek out new, exciting Indiegogo campaigns and creative people and bring them on and platform them? The ones that I think are good and try to sell their books or not. I mean, what do you think? Two Hands says scale back. He says scale back. He says you and Cecil, that's it. No, that's what Mercury Jones says. Bring in a replacement for Nasser, this time a hot girl. Says it's all fun and games. The Ghost Show says EVS is a typical cluster B. You didn't sing my praises, so you must hate me, so I must destroy you. That's me? You think that's what I'm doing? That's not what I'm doing. I don't want to destroy anybody at all. At all. There's nobody who has ever been on my channel that I feel like I need to destroy. Not one single person. No, not one. Even the worst of them. I'm thinking in my mind. No. Even the absolute worst of them, the ones that have run a campaign on hatred for me. People who think I'm a monster. It's fucking weird. I've noticed. I wish them success. You know. People Circus says you and Zach weekly show. Yeah. Well, Zach can come on whenever he wants. I mean, that's kind of the thing. You know. Whenever Zach feels like coming on because he's got like a bee in his bonnet, like he's always invited. Just let me know. You know. Bring in creators you like. You, John Mayle, and Cecil are the best streams. Rebrand, expand, and stop with the team shit. Yeah, I don't do the. Do I do a team thing? Am I talking about teams? I don't think I see myself as having a team at all. I mean, to me, this channel is just me. You know what? I don't need a team. I don't need producers. I don't need people to take over. Hey, I'm this person in for Comic Artist Pro Secrets because Ethan can't make it today. How you doing? Here's what's in the news. That's not if I'm not in, then there's no there's no video. It's got to be me. J Max says new creators are not entertaining. Just wanted to be on the show to be on an infomercial. Stick to Mail and Cecil, Anna, Kelsey, and Zach. Let me think if there's anyone else. Yeah. Delia Smith says, "Where's Mitch?" Mitch did a live stream this morning where he was sipping coffee smugly. Mitch was like, "So, where's my? Let me get a coffee mug. Let me get my Elvis one. Let me be Mitch here." By the way, this is my favorite coffee. Look at this. Andrea got me this for Christmas. I don't even drink coffee. I just keep pens in it. But, you know, as an Elvis fan, you've got the guitar here, black interior. This is a nice, I would drink, I don't even drink coffee, but I would drink coffee out of this mug. Mitch was like, "So, what's going on with Chaos Gate?" I'm so glad I'm here not being involved in Chaos Gate. Did you see this postcard I sent you? It's because the book's not done. It's Chaos Gate. Okay, Mitch. And I guess, you know, he's like, I disappeared for 6 months and now everything is chaos. Well, maybe you shouldn't have disappeared, Mitch. Maybe things would have been better if you were here. For goodness sakes. It was hilarious. I laughed so hard at that stream. Mitch looks unwell. Trencher 1375 says, "Bring in new blood as much as you want." I will. I think I will do that. I want, you know, again, my stated goal is that people succeed. It's not about, you know, anything else. I want people to actually kick some ass. It's a big deal. Jude Vanellian says Mitch was the glue that held us together. He was, I think that's important. Vasen Kasai says Chaos Gate still hasn't delivered. Tar and feather Mitch and run him at it. Well, don't do that. Tar and feathering is what they do to Mormons. They used to do that, and I didn't understand that. Like, you're gonna tar and feather me. My punishment is that I need to look. You're gonna make me look like Big Bird. I mean, I'm already on my way. Tar and feathering just seems excessively cruel. Like, just the tar is enough. If you dip someone in hot tar, that's bad enough. You got to also put feathers on them? That's not nice. Baliandor says, how could one get in touch with you for some one-on-one time, EBS? What does that mean? That's worrisome. John Burningstone says, new blood, choose me. Me, please. Red Eyes and Indiegogo. All right. Well, this is the thing. Like, if you guys, if you guys have a book again that you want me to look at, if it's good, I'll promote it. If it's good, I'll promote it. Yeah, why are you dressed like a chicken? Because I was tarred and feathered. People found me, they didn't like me, and they tarred and feathered me, and they ran me out on a rail. Like, those would be the two worst things in a row from the 1800s. You get tarred and feathered, and then they run you out on a rail. They put you on a rail, and they run you out of town on the rail. I don't want any of that to happen to me. I'm glad I don't live in the 1800s. Dominic Russo says, would love to hear more from you with Cecil, Mike, Edwin, Kanan, and Malin. Nerdrotic for High Council. Everyone loves Nerdrotic. Yeah. I haven't really heard Nerdrotic. I don't really know. Michael Strelitz says, fractions break up. We will lose against the other place world. Good comics equal EBS. Let's see. Backcoat says, Mormons used to punish Missouri settlers by shooting them all dead. Women and children, too. Nice people. Yeah, that's the Mountain Massacre. What is that thing called? I can't remember. Yeah. Horrible. G says, what do you think of Vox Day's alt hero? I have mixed feelings about it. Vox Day's alt hero is an idea that I disagree with. Like, I disagree with him fundamentally about, what comics should be. I read the comic, and I read one of them, and it was okay. He's getting better at it, He's getting better at doing comics. I saw his movie trailer, and I thought it looked like a hoax to me. I didn't understand his movie trailer. He borrowed all this footage from Marvel movies, and then the only thing that was new was he filmed a redheaded woman in a car pointing a gun at nobody, at us, I guess. And I guess this is a movie that's being made. It doesn't look like a movie to me. If you're crowdfunding based on that, I don't know what's up. How's your father says Elite Mormon Death Squad? Yeah, Mountain Meadows Massacre. That was the Mormon thing. That was a big disaster. Vox Days tried to call me 3 times in the last 2 days. I keep getting messages, and he's on my caller ID. I've not spoken to Vox Day. I mean, I will speak to Vox Day, but I have to be in the mood for it. If I'm distracted in any way, it's a bad time to talk to Vox Day, because he says stuff like, "Hey, I'm going to take over Comicsgate," and I'm like, "Oh, that's good, Vox," and I'm not paying attention to him. So I really need to be on my game when I'm speaking to Vox Day. That's one thing I've learned. Yeah. Alec Munoz goes, why? He knows you don't like him. Yeah, I think Vox doesn't look at it that way. I think Vox looks at it like, yeah, but we're allies in the same fight against SJWs, So if, I should be informing you. Vox Day is like suing Indiegogo. These are things that I don't want. Like, he's like, I'm suing don't sue Indiegogo. Like, they're being good to us. Why would you sue them? Well, they took my thing down. Well, okay, maybe there's a reason for that. Don't sue Indiegogo. I don't support you in that. But I think he wants to keep me updated about it. Difficult Bastard says, when are we going to have your father on another stream? That's a good question. My dad, I don't know when he comes up here. I want my dad to come up here and see the new house, and when he can, he will. But, my dad has limited money and, he's got grandkids being born everywhere. So he goes to visit the grandkids and, that's where he spends his travel money. I'm going to go here to see this baby being born. Look, he's got 9 kids. My dad I've got 8 brothers and sisters. So there's always a new grandkid being born. But yeah, everyone likes having my dad on the stream. It is nice. Alec Munoz goes, he's a complete fool then. I don't know. I mean, I assume everybody's up to something. I just might not know what that something is. I assume that everybody is up to something, and it's becoming clear to me that the less I participate in what people are up to and their little agendas, the better off I am. I don't play your little game. I just kind of look at your phone message and go, not today, Satan. Remember when Zach used to say that all the time? He'd be like, not today, Satan. People would tempt him into attacking transgendered people. He'd be like, not today, Satan. That is the thing. Yeah. Can we super chat to get Holiday here? You can. I mean, it's a lot of money. I would, I don't think you should. My dad will be here when he gets here, and certainly if he can't afford it, I'll bring him up. But it's a matter of time. Sizzlewick says, "Hey, Uncle E, have you looked into Weight Watchers?" Yeah, I don't think that's the right thing to do. I appreciate that. I know that's probably a backhanded thing. I think Weight Watchers is not the way to lose weight. The way to lose weight, all you need is just there's great apps on my iPhone. There's Lose It, the Lose It app, calorie counting, and exercise. I'm fully aware of how to do it. The fact is, I'm just not doing it. I'm enjoying myself. Ham Sandwich says, "Did you see my animated video featuring EVS?" No. I would like to see it. Somebody made an animated soy boy video. This was the funniest thing. I think I retweeted it. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, it's only like 15 seconds long, but you have to watch it all the way to the end. Oh, should I even bother showing it? I don't know if I can show it because my internet is so bad. I'll show it anyway, and I'll tell you where it is. You can go find it and see it. Okay, let me see here. Screen share. So go to my Twitter. I retweeted this. This is great. This guy took my soy boy character and he animated him. All right, so let's see here. Here he goes. He's wearing a he drinks soy milk. He grows man boobs, and that's it. That is the whole thing. That is absolutely ingenious. I want to watch it again. There he is. There's my soy boy drawing. He drinks soy milk. It only takes a few minutes, and then I'm sorry. You people are geniuses. I mean, there's like some funny stuff, man. You can go see that. You go check it out. It's on my Twitter. I've retweeted it. So, yeah. Sizzlewick says, not backhanded, just like getting people healthy. Oh, good. Okay, thank you. So you understand. Most people meme on me for being fat, and it's fine. It's like the funniest stream ever. Yeah, the soy boy drawing brought to life. I was thrilled. Too thin to be the quartering. Yeah. Let's see. Let Cecil add you to his human centipede. That'll lose you weight. That would, especially if we're on the back end of the human centipede. Question, Uncle E. This is Oscar nominated a-hole says, do you like Batman Nightfall series? Yeah, I thought it was neat. Now that it's over and Batman is back, it was okay. It was fun. Oh, the Nightfall is when he breaks his back, and then Azrael comes in. Right, that was good. Mr. X Alliance says, thank you for showing my soy boy video. That was you? Okay. Congrats. That was really, really funny. That gave me my biggest laugh of the day. And I wasn't thinking it was going to make me laugh. The punchline is what got me. Good stuff. Paul Mayall says, you are losing customers with Row. I don't know what to do. What do you want me to do? Throw them in a ditch? What do you want me to do with Row? What if people said you are losing customers with Paul Mayall? What would I do with you? I don't like Paul Mayall's attitude, Ethan. You're losing customers because of him. Well, I'll just catapult Paul Mayall out of here then. I don't know what you want me to do about it. At some point, you have to just acknowledge the customers are customers. One thing that's important, I think, that I got from this is, I would go on the War Campaign show. They have a YouTube show, and I'd go on it. I thought it was funny. There won't be any more of that. I'm not going to go on that show anymore. I think that shows deference to people who are fans. I have no business being on that show. So I won't be doing that. But that's about the extent of it. I don't know what else you guys want me to do. People want you to I don't know. It doesn't seem fair to me. I would want you to ask yourself and put yourself in a similar position. Put yourself in my position and put yourself in his position and really think about it. Let's see. Trey Slayer of Thought says, anyone who wants power that badly is not someone that should have power. Who wants power badly? Jude Vanillion says, kick Paul. No, all right. Well, he's putting the point out. He's like, kick this guy to the curb or else I won't back Rainbow Brute. What are we going to do that? No, I want Ro to buy my comics. I told Ro last night what I expect from him, and he made a good point in that, he's like, look, I'm going to try to monitor my behavior, modify my behavior, but you're asking me now to ask a lot of 45-year-old men to change theirs, and I can't. I can just ask them to, and there's nothing I can do about it. And it's like, well, welcome to Comicsgate. It's the exact same thing for me. I mean, people are just like, tell people what to do, control people. I can't do that. That's not a fair thing, and that's why I continually reject the idea of being leader of Comicsgate, anything like that. I'm just a humble frog T-shirt merchant. I'm just a humble frog chromium frog merchant. Humble, most humble chromium frog merchant. That's all I can do. The customer base, the fan community has to police itself, and you do whatever you want to do. You go out there and you tell people, you want to tell people about War Campaign. I fully support you. Micah D2 says, it's okay, Ethan. I'll back Rainbow Brute in his place. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Most humble. Prince Fabulous says, hi, Ethan. I just stumbled upon this live stream of yours, and I wanted to quickly chime in and mention how much I respect and admire you both as a creator and a person. You have my support. Well, thank you, Prince Fabulous. Dynamo says, I know you can only make decisions based on the information shown to you, but the big issue is the weird backroom pressure tactics they were pulling on small creators. I saw that shit. Yeah, I saw some evidence of that. Utter bullshit. Don't do that. I feel like I covered it at the beginning of my stream, Dynamo, when I said, look, everyone, there are no purity tests. Took the mantle of leadership of Comicsgate for 1 second in order to just issue an edict. And that is, there's no purity testing in Comicsgate. Purity testing in Comicsgate is, are people purity testing each other? And if they are, get out of here. If we have people who are sitting there, saying you have to be this and that in order to be accepted here, don't go here, don't do this, don't support this person, don't support that person. We don't need you. Every customer needs to be treated like a king. Every comic book creator needs to be given the room to grow, to be creative, to have creative integrity, to do whatever they want to do. And as I said, it's just like, look, I tell you what I think Comicsgate is. That doesn't mean that's what Comicsgate is. That just means that's what it is to me. I will abide by its standards. You can hold me to the standards that I am declaring are Comicsgate, and I am Comicsgate. But other people disagree. I mean, like I said, the easy example is Mike S. Miller. It's like, hey, well, don't put religion or politics in your comics. And Mike is like, well, I'm going to. So, I'm going to do that. So what are you going to do? Am I not Comicsgate? Mike is Comicsgate. There's no doubt about it. So, that's that. And should there be policing of Mike? No. The only way to either to answer Mike or to answer me is financially. If you think what I'm doing is wrong, don't buy my comic. If you don't like my book, you don't like what I'm doing in my comics, don't buy them. And if you do like what I'm doing and what I have to say, buy my comic, please. Same with Mike. Same with anybody. That is the way that you can deal with. That is your answer. That's the recourse that you have as a consumer, and it's extremely powerful. It's just extremely powerful. Having said that, even consumer might isn't going to make me do something that I find morally objectionable. So you can all say, Ethan, unless you bully this one person, we are not going to buy your comic. And I'm going to say, well, I'm going to go broke then. I hate to think my customers are like that. I can't do that. That's just not what I'm going to do. So again, Waffles, wow, thank you for $20. He says, Furry Weirdo appreciates the work you've done to get comics to this new place. Here's something for the hours of entertainment and looking forward to getting my copy of Cyberfrog. Keep being the best. We all appreciate it. Wow, thank you. That's nice. I get down in the dumps for a minute, like I'm being forced to. No, people still do appreciate me. Thank you for that. Paul Mail says, I want you to be true to yourself and to be back to GL Rebirth, etc. Wait a second, let me read that again. I want you to be true to yourself and to be back to GL Rebirth, etc. What do you mean by that, Paul? Don't super chat me again, but what do you mean? What does it mean to be back to Green Lantern Rebirth? Because I'm not going back to DC. There's no chance of that. At some point in the future, I may do business with DC Comics, but I'm not going to work for them as a freelancer ever again. I did my time. I'm never going to work for DC. I'm never going to work for Marvel. Will I someday lease Green Lantern to do a crossover? Maybe. We'll see how things look in the future. But I'm never going to go back there. I'm sorry if that disappoints you. 3D Robin says, lots of shit stars trying to get you to denounce. Well, yeah, I know. Jamie Max says, EVS, you're doing the right thing. Comicsgate is about fans holding pros accountable, not the reverse. Well said. Tip of the hat to you. 100% correct. You hold me responsible. You stop buying my books if you don't like what I have to say, and I'm going to answer you by trying to stick to my morals and still produce a good book. I couldn't be more transparent. I'm telling you every single day what I believe in, and I can't change that. It would be stupid. It would kill Comicsgate. It would kill my everything, my whole plans for the future of comics and what I want to do. I can't. It's important. But that is correct. Comicsgate is about fans holding pros accountable, and by the way, fans should hold each other accountable. But I can't do it. I am in a position where I'm too powerful. I could hurt people. My voice is big. When I criticize people, I try to criticize people who also have pretty big platforms. Pindrop says, I hate all this drama. I do too, but I don't think this is drama. Just relax. You're not getting drama from me. I think there was a dramatic live stream last night. Doesn't mean every day is going to be drama. It's over with as far as I'm concerned. Melissa Irvin says, Scare Bears. Each one is a different phobia. That would tease little sis. Different phobia. That's cool. Or the Care Bears, except they're the 7 deadly sins, That'd be cool too. Pindrop says, I want Star Wars articles. I do too. I'll get back to that. Star Wars has been boring lately. It's like I don't. Star Wars is just like. Can you believe we got a Star Wars movie coming out in 5 months? I don't care. I have never been so bored by Star Wars in my life. Nobody seems to care about this movie. They killed Star Wars. Uncle Fred's School says Cyberfrog rules. Nathaniel Mendez says big demands from Big Mike. Septinov 7 of 9 says my collection is growing nicely. Can't wait to add the 3 Cyberfrog covers to it. Hey, thank you. IDZ says the infighting truth telling being real, causing low sales is a BS cop out and untrue. My sales have spiked. So I don't know. People I think are watching what I'm doing, and some people are trying to pressure me into doing the wrong thing, and I'm not going to do it. And I think in return for that, I'm being rewarded. I have a big live stream going here, and I just sold $2,000 worth of Cyberfrog comics. P Money says, love you, Ethan. Thank you. Two Hands says, I'm glad you're covering Kyle's project. He is almost at $40,000 stretch goal. Faith restored. Let's do it again. Starblades by Kyle Ritter. Can I show it? You guys have to remember, I don't have internet right now, so I'm working off of a mobile hotspot, but I think I can do this. Starblades Volume 1. Here it is. If I hit refresh, this might disappear. And if it does, then I'm sorry. But Starblades Volume 1 by Kyle Ritter looks absolutely fantastic. Better than my book, better than almost any book in Comicsgate, I would say. Look at this cover. God, is it good enough for Marvel? This is better than anything Marvel has. It's ridiculous. This is new. This is a new piece. God, that is ridiculous. Why does Marvel Comics suck so bad? Back up a little bit here so we can see the whole thing on the screen. What? Still can't see it. Back up. Back up. Okay. Why does Marvel Comics suck so bad? Look at this comic book. This comic book sells itself. Imagine if we get this comic book up to $100,000 and Kyle were to do Chromium with this or something like that. I mean, this is just a beautiful, beautiful comic book. The link is in the description. There are multiple covers. Support this. Kyle Ritter is a deaf mute, so he can't do very much supporting of like promoting on his own. He has to depend on Twitter, and he has to depend on the kindness of his friends. I'm definitely Kyle's friend, and I definitely want Kyle's book to do magnificently. He's already doing great. I mean, you know, look, nearly $40,000, 57 days left. Let me, okay, cross our fingers, refresh. It might not come back. Come on now, come on now, come on now. This is horrible. I really despise having no internet. It feels really bad. You know. I don't think it's gonna come back. All right, screw it. So anyway, he's almost at $40,000, and you guys, if you haven't backed him yet, you really, really should. I mean, he's fantastic. I'm losing my voice. Dallas said, I says, Mike will only figure it out after 2 years of 30 to 50 viewers. Can't lead a horse to water. Yeah. Churus77 says, if customers should be treated like kings, I want to be called King of Churus from now on. All right, King of Churus. I have no problem with that. King of Churus. Melissa Irving says, okay, I read that one. I'm all backwards with these super chats. Raging Golden Eagle says, when is Wrecked Planet campaign launching? Don't know. After Rainbow Brutes fulfilled, I hope this year. But there are tax implications to it. Like, here's the thing: if you launch a campaign and you don't fulfill or spend the money from the campaign that same year, you have to pay taxes on it as if it were income. So you end up paying an awful lot of money that you don't need to pay. Like, really, you want to get all of the expenditures out of the way and only pay taxes on the profits, you know. So that's every reason to not launch a campaign. You know, I would do it differently now. I would do it differently now. I could probably make sure I paid everyone, you know, before the end of the year. But in any case, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Rainbow Brute is first and foremost. A Wrecked Planet campaign will happen right after Rainbow Brute. And Rainbow the Brute is just a one-shot. I mean, from there on, it's Cyberfrog, and then I think next year I'm going to launch Fearsome with Kanan White as long as he's available. As long as Kanan White's available. DJ Kong, thanks for $50. He says, I missed most of the stream, but it sounds like you're siding with the consumers and free speech, which is a huge relief to me. I wasn't too thrilled with creators policing speech. Thank you. Okay. I hope you guys understand what's going on. You're going to hear a lot of static. I hope you guys understand what's going on here. Okay, there's Comicsgate. Comicsgate is very, very important, and it has standards. And sometimes, you know, those standards, those ethics get tested by, you know, reality, by things that are inconvenient. You still have to stand by them. Thunderbird says, a lot of weight on your shoulders. And he's talking about my big fat head. Every day I'm insulted. Every single day. I don't know why I go live. I just get busted on all day long. Do people say busted on? That's like an 80s thing from New Jersey. Damn, he busted on you. Stop busting on me. That's roasted. That's what they used to say in the 80s instead of roasted. Bogus Fortune says Kyle's Twitter campaign is perfection. Folks should be taking notes. Yeah, it is, but we got to get it promoted. We got to get people to support it. No matter. By the way, retweet it, guys. I mean, go in there, spend some money on this one. This one is worth it. Nomad Comics says, "Here's here for you, $5. Here for CG. Keep it going and be proud. You may be humble, but you've accomplished so much. Take pride in that, Frogman. I'm really proud of you." Oh, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Hey, EVS Monster MD has 35 hours left. Let's get him to 50K. Yeah, I mean, I can put that. Here's the thing right now. Okay, I don't know. I don't know where everyone's hearts lie after the drama. So I don't know if I want to get a lot of people in here right now at the moment and say, what do you think? Are you, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight with people. So, you know, maybe people who do want to be promoted by me, reach out to me and let me know. People who have been promoted by me in the past, who still want to be promoted by me, despite everything that I've just told you and things that are immutable about me. If you're still interested, let me know. If not, that's okay too. I understand. Raging Golden Eagle says, dang, dude. So all the guys who launched campaigns last year and didn't deliver until this year paid taxes on it? They better have. Yeah, we did. We cut a big ass check to the IRS. I wanted to kill myself. It was horrible. We paid way more in taxes than we needed to. I mean, honestly, you know, the key to it is just say, okay, as soon as you get the money, already have your printer in mind, already have everybody in mind, and pay them immediately. Get that money out of your bank account. Get receipts, pay everybody immediately. That is my tip. Say, okay, I got a printer. How much you need? Let me write you a check right now. Okay. How much you need for this? Let me write you a check right now. All of it. Pay for it. So that way you can say, this is what I made. I had $50,000, and then after I paid everyone, I now have $3,000. So I'm going to pay taxes on $3,000. That's my profit. And that is the way it is. Yeah, taxes are absolutely brutal, and it is theft. I agree. And I have a good CPA. Nomad Comics says, how can I get promoted by you? I don't want to be a bother, but getting a hold of you through my super chats is kind of hurting my wallet. I'm serious. Nomad Comics, you don't have to get a hold of me through. Do you follow me on Twitter? You got to follow me on Twitter, or just reach out to me. I'll get you eventually. It takes time. I get a lot of messages from people. I don't answer them all because it would just take me all day. I read everything. Let me look at your book. And honestly, this is the harsh truth about it. Send me your book. And if I say, okay, I'll look at it, and then you don't hear from me again, that means I don't think it doesn't meet my standards. That's rude, isn't it? But it's true. I can't promote everybody. I gotta make sure that what I'm promoting is something that I personally feel is worth it, and then I can honestly tell my subscribers that they should support it. You know, that might not be you. You might not be there yet. It doesn't mean you won't ever be there yet, or be there someday. But you might not be here right now, and it puts me in a little bit of a tricky predicament, which I hope, in the spirit of Comicsgate, you will understand and not turn against me viciously and violently and want to destroy my life. I'm trying to promote the very best comics of Comicsgate and let people succeed. If it's not you now, it might be you next time. And that is the way it's got to be. Yeah, FP Sunny says, Caesar, please make sure it's quality. It has to be. You know, I just got to make sure all these books are good. All right, so let me just check and see if I missed any super chats. I think I kind of did at one point, and I'm going to read them. Gimp Rider 66 says, friends will not screw over your business. Sigma Centurion says, too much cheering for creators and fans to distance themselves from each other, undermining Comicsgate. I don't like that either. Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that are going, I'm leaving Comicsgate. I will no longer be using the Comicsgate hashtag. Oh, yay. It's always the same people applauding. Good luck. You know, enjoy that applause, enjoy that moment of, and I know what it feels like, because when I left Comicsgate, it was a breath of fresh air. When I said I'm leaving Comicsgate, I told people it was like taking off a heavy, dirty coat that wolves were trying to rip off of me, that were chasing it. That's how it felt. I actually went, oh, it feels good. Okay, yeah, I'm no longer Comicsgate. I don't have to worry about anybody but myself. That would have been awful. That would have been awful. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. So Let's see. Thunder Robot says, I think the comics industry would be saved if they forget about doing single issues and just focus on putting out complete story trades. That's all I buy. Well, I've said that before, and I'll say it again. I don't understand why the comic book industry works the way that it does. When you see that these single issues, the first issue sells 80,000 copies and the second issue sells 20,000 copies, why would you tolerate that loss in sales? You still spent the same amount of money to produce the book. Why wouldn't you just take all of the pages, if you've got a 6-issue story arc, take all 6 of the issues worth of pages, combine them together into one trade paperback and charge and get all of the money? It's like, why would you do that? The comic book model does not work anymore. It just doesn't work. It's ridiculous. There are people that are just making poor decisions, and it needs to stop. Black Angus Review says, when will you have a Fudge campaign? I don't even like Fudge. Dr. White says, last day for Monster MD. Great book in comics. Klaus is doing a crossover with Shinobi Sasquatch. Great books written by writers. Support them. Vasan Kasai says, please get your boy Zach in to say scrolling down some more. I love that. That was fun. I like when Zach would do his live streams. I would love to get him back to do it again, but he just won't. That's just the way it is. He says he doesn't have internet, Bogus Fortune says, live in New Jersey. I prefer living in America. Damn, there's some shade from New Jersey. Rooster Roy Reviews, thank you for $1. Adam Suter says, you're not fat, you're voluptuous. Well, thank you. Michael T says, Doom Kicker and tonight. It looks great. Trevor Wright says, how's it going, EBS? Don't get discouraged by all this drama. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I will.
Please, I just got bit by something.
You did?
Yes.
Oh my God. Andrea just got bit by something. I got it. She's like, can you wrap it up? Let me read these real quick. How's it going, EBS? Says Trevor Wright. Don't get discouraged by all this drama. This movement is important to the larger culture war as it is to comics. Michael Dwayne says, sounds like you're wanting the Galt's Gulch of comics in New Jersey. I approve. Yeah, Darth Bobcat Comics says, I've had good success with Weight Watchers. Extraordinary Jackson says, is there going to be another Rainbow the Brute research stream? Possibly. That people had fun with that. Trencher 1375 says, bring in new blood as much as you want. Dominic Russo says, would love to hear more from you with Cecil. Mike Edwin Kanan, Malin, Nerdrotic for High Council. Let me see. Scrolling down. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Scrolling down some more. Dr. Coffindale says, you and Doug are tearing me apart. Sorry, you don't have to be torn apart. Look, you can like both of us or either of us. It's okay. I don't care if you. Let me make it clear. If you like Doug TenNaples' work, you can come to my streams and his. My streams are not going to be about Doug TenNapel. I answer questions when I'm asked, but you're allowed to like both of us. King of Churus, thank you for changing your name, says, what you've asked of Comicsgate is simple. Why does it seem like almost everyone has to be drama queens? Look forward to future Star Wars content. Thank you, King of Churus. Micah D2 says, Kyle did it, Ethan, 40K plus. Boom. Awesome. Proud of you guys. Thank you so much. And you guys are awesome. I got to go. Andrea just came downstairs. Wrap it up. She said I got stung or bit by something. I got to go take care of that, guys. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you, everything. Thank you for everything. And I'll see you guys again soon, maybe tonight. Okay. All right. Bye.